Dumb and Dragons. Dumb and Dragons. Dumb, oh dumb. Dragons. Dragons and Dumb and Dragons. Dumb and Dragons. Dumb, 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 dumb. Dumb.
I had just taken a drink.
Did I just sing a duet with Dom Monaghan, guys?
Yeah.
Let's get it. That was awesome.
That totally counts, yeah. Hey, welcome everyone to Dom and Dragons, the podcast where Helpful Go Gaming plays Dungeons and Dragons with Dominic Monaghan. I'm Andrew Gilbert, but tonight I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and I'm not alone. With me, as always, is the unbenevolent dictator of Helpful Go to Galway, playing the turtle druid Mikek Tumbledown.
Hey, everybody.
Lena, playing the Azamar warlock Elifire.
Hi.
Adam, playing the Bugbarian Connie Demure.
Thank you, and you'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Solid. And, of course, Dominic Monaghan playing the halfling monk Kryon Fane.
What's up, friends?
Awesome. How's everyone doing? Doing okay tonight?
Well,
we're doing good.
You guys know about this because we've been chatting for half an hour before this began. I've been having a couple of little gremlin-y moments today. I accidentally booted myself off of my League of Legends account and can't sign myself back in. And then my mouse stopped working, and then my mic wouldn't work. But I feel like when these things happen, if they all happen at the same time and you just get through it, you just power through it, then, tomorrow you have less chance of those things occurring. So positive mindset, right?
Positivity. I love it. Positivity. Hey.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we are on Twitch tonight live, and we're going to be recording an edited version of a podcast that will eventually come out. But tonight is live and raw. So there might be a whole bunch of weird things that happen that you all in the chat will be privy to that we may edit out for the final thing. So bear with us if we have a weird little sound hiccup, or if we have an odd, technical issue.
Dog takes out a router.
Dom takes out, yeah.
Dom takes out a router. I wasn't funny. Don't
Dom
put that
comes
evil
out of my
on
house,
him.
just rips the router out of the wall.
I wouldn't put it past me with the day that I've had today. I might start ripping my own router out in a minute.
Nice. Yep. Yeah. And since we're on Twitch and we are affiliate, you are able to cheer and subscribe to us. And anyone who has Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free through Twitch Prime. And it's super easy to get those accounts linked and all of that set up. So a couple awesome thank yous to Sam Winnie, who wrote the theme song Beasts of Burden that you just heard. And wrote something else for this evening that I won't quite give away yet.
Which he told me to tell everyone he's very excited about.
We're very excited about. And to Monty, at Miraculous Monty on Twitter, for the amazing cute art that is just so great. Thank you so much, Monty, as well. And Galway, do you have a list of a few extra helpers out there?
Yeah, quick thanks for the follows to Shishi150, Vile, Nintendo Nerd X, Big Haired Pixie, who, along with Just a Spoonful of Pixie Dust, I feel like there's a combo there. Moogle Queen 1, whose name I just love. Eska Fgaze, Impact RPG, Nerd Eyes Only, and Valkyrie Metal Hobbit, which I just like pondering the implication of that name. But yeah, super big thanks to you all for the follows. We hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for the support.
I love it so much. Any other announcements tonight, Adam? You have something going on next Sunday, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
The excitement.
I'm going to be in a Zoom performance of A Midsummer Night's Dream kind of a reunion of a performance I did in 2017. I'll be playing Bottom. This is with the People's Shakespeare Project in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So probably if you check out their Facebook page, you will maybe find a link to that performance. I'll maybe drop it in the chat. Who knows?
All good. Thank you so much. All right. Well, then, without further ado, maybe we begin tonight's episode of Dom and Dragons.
Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome back to Burden, a muddy spot under the boot of the Goholnian army. If you have a sword, you best know when to draw it. If you have money, you've already left. And if there's someone you trust in this forgotten place, you hold on to them. We're all just trying to make it here, and maybe we ain't looking too close about what you gotta do to be good in a place like Burden. And last time, specifically, after defending themselves from the demon beast, this motley crew carefully made their way into town, into the square itself, where they heard some demonic creatures had a member of the town, Rose. In fact, the former leader of Elif's gang. After a brilliant and tough fight with this creature that was hunting someone named Grom Catchery, the group was thanked rigorously by the town. They lifted Elif and Kryon up on their shoulders, danced around, even in the midst of dark and stormy rain and a bit of distant thunder. You've all been placed back down on the ground now. The town has rallied around you, but because it's storming, you've all kind of taken to the overhanging eaves of nearby buildings to get out of the rain. What is it all of you would like to do?
Well, can I ask a time dependent question at this point?
Oh, sure.
Do we get the opportunity to level up based on our incredible performance in the last skirmish?
You absolutely do. Absolutely.
Is it as a noob? Is it? I mean, I'm kind of asking a rhetorical question here a little bit, but I guess it always makes sense to be more powerful in the game as quickly as possible, as opposed to taking a rest and then leveling up, or making a move and then leveling up.
Well, after you have to technically take a rest in order to level up. But after the fight, and you're all just sort of as a whole town just kind of now waiting around for the rain to stop. You can have conversations, and we will count this as a short rest.
Nice.
So you will have a chance to level up. In fact, while everyone's sort of thinking of a few conversations they might want to have with the people around Rose, Grom, or even the soldier that was captured, that had kind of helped Kryon out. As you're sort of thinking of that, why don't we get Kryon leveled up here?
Nice.
So yeah, why don't you roll a hit dice, Kryon, in your character sheet. A hit dice will be kind of underneath your hit points.
Underneath my hit points, yes, it has a number 3 next to it. Oh no, it's a D8,
Yep.
right?
Yep, and if you just click that word hit dice,
Okay.
that should roll up, and then you get to decide whether you want to take yours or mine.
A 2 out of 8.
Yeah.
I'll take a chance that I'll get yours, because that was out of 8. That was a poor one, right?
Okay, here's mine.
Yeah.
A 3. Yeah. So
Okay.
you're going to gain 4 more hit points, which will take you to a total of 25. And currently, you're up to 18, just currently.
Nice.
You also gain a hit dice for leveling up. You gain a key point.
Nice. So I now have 4. Nice.
And yeah, short rest, you gain all of those back. You also gain a slow fall, which means you're going to take a lot less damage if you fall from kind of a great height.
Nice.
Then you have... Oh, I'm sorry?
No. Where does that slow fall show up? Is that in my kind of abilities section?
Yeah, it's going to be... I'm going to put it in the features and traits, kind of on that right side. Over there.
Beautiful.
And then you have a decision to make at level 4, which is, do you want to increase ability scores, like strength or dex or intelligence or something like that? Or would you like to get a feat?
Yeah, now I had a look.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I had a look at the feats, and some of them were really good, especially the ones that said that if any of my team roll a 1, I can give them the ability to roll again. That was the most attractive out of all of the feats. But then I think maybe ultimately the most attractive thing was improving my dexterity, which improved a whole bunch of other things about my abilities. Is that right?
That's absolutely correct, because monks, their armor class is based on partly dexterity. All of your attacks are based on dexterity. Your acrobatics and stealth and sleight of hand skills would all go up. That's a hard one to ignore.
Yeah, I did do a little bit of reading today, and ultimately, even though obviously everything's attractive about gaining a new ability anywhere, I think I am going to go for improving my dexterity overall.
Beautiful. All right, that is then put at an 18.
Yeah.
All right, which adds everything up automatically there for you then. Beautiful.
Woohoo! So exciting to level up, dudes.
All right. Okay, so I think that's everything for the level 4 monk.
And to be clear, the rest of us we did some leveling up business off stream.
Right. Yep.
Just to be clear with people.
They rolled hit points. Let me know a few of their new abilities. Although Lena has not told me their sort of new spell and ability. It's a secret, evidently.
I can whisper it to you in roll 20.
No.
It's just a secret of how I want to use it. But you should know. Yeah. You should know, because it will be. You'll help me out with this. No, I'm gonna whisper it to you, Andy.
Okay.
It's happening.
You do that. All right, you do that. All right. So the rest of you. It's raining hard. The aftermath of the battle is still on your minds. You're crying. You're nursing a few burns still. The rest of you are sort of exhausted and tired, but this short rest is quite nice. And Elif, that's how you whisper.
Sweet.
So, what would you like to do? If you want to take any hit dice during the short rest, that'll give you some more HP back. Which might not be bad for you, Kryon, to expend a couple of those.
So just talk me through that. So what does that mean? I roll a couple of hit dice, and that gives me. What?
However, right, that'll give you a boost in hit points to your current hit points. You have to sort of choose how many you want to roll before you roll them.
Because there's a forfeit based on the amount that I choose. Tell me, these are all noob questions. So
yeah, you're good. You get 4 of them total. And you get half of those back every long rest. So when you sleep tonight, you'll get 2 more back. So you could spend all 4 right now. But that would make me kind of weaker in what way? It just means like the next short rest, you might not have as many to use, and you might need them more even. So it's a little bit of a resource.
Would you hedge your bets and roll 2 and keep the other 2? Is that it?
You're at 18 and you need 25 maximum. So 2 would probably get you pretty close.
Okay, I'll roll 2. So I'll just
still have. 2.
So I'll just hit the hit dice button twice, yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's not bad. And 6, 10. All right. So yeah, you're at full hit points then. Beautiful.
Nice.
Connie is just kind of leaning against the platform in the middle of town where he had been fighting that thing, the armored thing, and he is just kind of nursing the wounds that he got in the fight, and just kind of gazing around grumpily at this stinking, rotting town that he's grown to love.
I will hit you.
And I'm gonna roll a hit die, the one that I got from leveling up.
Okay. 8. All right.
Is that cool with you, Andy, if we roll the one that we're getting off of the level?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I don't mind that.
If everyone is done with hit dice.
Or hit dice for me. Now I'm done.
All right.
Now if everybody is done with hit dice, I'm going to Elif is, not Lena. Elif is going to go find Rose.
Okay. She's already sort of directing a few people. She seems to kind of be taking charge of arming a few of the residents of the town. And she sees you come up to her, and she nods, finishes her conversation, and then kind of takes you to the side of one of the awnings where the rain is just sort of splashing down into the mud.
So it's like really great to see you again after like 7 years, because 7 years is a really long time, especially because I was like only 18. So you just like, like a huge chunk of my life gone without you. Where were you for 7 years? Like, what the heck? Also, great to see you again.
Elif, breathe, please.
I mean, I am breathing. I would pass out if I wasn't breathing, clearly. Obviously, I'm breathing. Right?
She smiles and... I can't tell you everything, but just know that I'm coming back. I couldn't stay away from this town for too long. Yes, well, it seems like you've grown up a bit and you didn't burn the whole place down. That's good.
I mean, not like for lack of trying, right? No, I wasn't really trying. I did burn down I shouldn't say that really loudly. I burned down an officer's house last night, and it was fucking awesome! But, like, also, like, just I've been gone for a while, and it wasn't gone that long. It's not really, like that's not, like, an explanation, Rose. 7 years is a long time. You were like my mother, okay? And you just like disappeared. My parents are trash. They're scumbags. You were the only person I had to look up to, and you just walked out on me.
Elif, breathe. It's okay. I know what I did. I needed to protect you. I couldn't stay here. There was something I needed to figure out on my own. And I did.
Okay. What was that thing? What was that thing, Rose?
Well, there's something big happening. It's not just the war. It's bigger than the war. It's bigger than nations and countries, and there's something happening that's going to be affecting all of us, all people, Wigmullians, Goholnians, Bovalians, everyone. If you give me time, I can set a few things right and let you in on that. But for now, just be happy that we have our town still in one piece.
Cult! Cult! Rosie's in a cult.
You're not there.
And why haven't you killed that one yet?
He's not here. He's not here. Yeah, because she would have known Connie, right? When Connie was sheriff.
Yeah.
Awkward. Anyway. No, okay, but like I get what you're saying, and I appreciate that you were doing something super, 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 super important. But also, like, it was 7 years, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Just that's not really a good explanation. But I guess I'll try to be patient. Try to let me in on it and trust me. You should trust me. But okay.
I do. I just need you to take a patient breath. After we get everything settled, after Burden is safe again, I'll let you in on everything, I promise. I'm proud of you. You've done really well without me. Happy to see you again.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I am super, 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 super happy to see you again. Like, ecstatic. It's just also like, I don't know. It's like bittersweet, kind of mixed. But yeah, we can talk about it later. I have, I guess, other stuff to deal with. That turtle man is my friend, and I need to help him with something. So, yeah.
Okay. And Kryon, what were you thinking of doing?
Is that guard around? You know, the guard from a few episodes ago that kind of gave us a little bit of a helping hand. Is he close by?
Yeah, during the fight, he dropped his weapon, and so the townspeople tied him up, captured him. And they're kind of poking him. The goblin with the 2 wolves is over there poking him with a stick right now. But he's awake, and if you want to talk to him, that's fine, yeah.
I'd like to maybe go over and see. I think Kryon goes over and tries to, with the good favor that he's in with the townspeople, see if he can unshackle the guy and take him away from the kind of prodding and jeering that he's receiving, which doesn't seem to be fair when he was nice to us at one point.
Right. There's a particularly kind of old orcish woman who has a rope around him, and she's really giving you kind of the stink eye, but does hand the rope over to you. And if you'd like to untie him, that's fine.
Yeah, I think Kryon kind of nods to the crowd. Thank you. Turns, shares a kind of knowing look with his guard friend, as if to say, keep your mouth shut. We're not completely out of the woods. And says to the crowd, or says to the people gathering, I'll take care of this. I'll talk to him. Don't worry. He'll learn his lesson. Kryon kind of Kryon kind of walks him away from the group.
Okay.
Unties the ropes around his hand. I'm looking at my character sheet. I have, is it 13 pieces of silver and 21 pieces of, what is that, bronze? Brass?
Gold.
What is that?
Yeah,
21
gold.
pieces of gold.
Yeah.
Can I give this soldier guy a piece of gold and thank him and tell him that he probably would do better to get out of sight sooner rather than later?
Yeah, he'll take the gold, and it's maybe a little hard to see in the wet of the rain, but he smiles deeply, and perhaps even a tear kind of forms in his eye, and he wipes that a little bit, and he starts taking off the red and white vestments of the Goholnian army. Underneath is just kind of a skinny kid, probably no more than like 18. Some old leather armor. He hands you the uniform and says, I'm gonna go home. That's where I should be. Do what you can to stop all of this peacefully. No more Vigmolians or Gaholians should die.
Good. Be with your family. That's what matters in these times.
look, a large number of them, they left this, early in the morning, and they took off east. They were going to accompany something into town. I don't know what it was, but they will return later tonight. Just so you know.
Thank you. I appreciate the information. You should be on your way.
Thank you. And he bows and heads off.
If he's heading away, can I sort of see him moving away?
Right, yeah, you see him sort of duck into an alley, kind of over by where Kryon was talking to him.
Well, because I probably actually would have wanted to talk to him, so I might have been ambling
Sure.
over while Kryon was.
Okay.
And maybe I hear like the very last part of that.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. You said that you wanted to go home, and I'm glad that you'll have the chance to, but I have to ask. Have
Yes.
you seen any prisoners, especially any that the higher-ups were taking a particular interest in? A human woman?
They were with a girl. They were walking around. She was giving them... It seemed like she was giving them orders. But it was really probably just a shopping list of sorts, it seemed. Do you know this person?
And I'll describe Kalia briefly. That what?
Yes, exactly.
My sister.
Oh,
Believe that she was taken by the Gahonians. Do you know where she
Yes.
might be?
they were somewhere kind of on the north end of town when I saw them, probably 3 days ago. And I've not seen her since, but she certainly had guards, soldiers around her the whole time.
Do you know of anywhere on the north side of town where they might keep someone, since she wasn't in the jail?
No, I don't. I would think I would even see if it was one of the buildings over there, but I do not. I'm sorry.
No, thank you. I hope you have safe travels. And I'm actually going to hand him a couple of my rations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh.
I will tell the people of my town about you. If you are ever in Wickham, please look us up.
What? When does this take place?
So that's a reference to our our main game world. Yeah, this takes place probably when the other group got to like Sherstow for the fall thing.
Gosh, I didn't realize it was that far long ago in reference to our main campaign. That's really sad and tragic, and I hate you, Andy.
Wait, are we way far in the past or way far in the future?
A little in the past from the Goats and Dragons, where they are now, yeah.
And basically, Wickham, that this guard and his family is from, Wickham gets
Let's not spoil anything for anyone who might want to catch up. Bad things happen to Wickham. Andy said a thing that produced the sound effect for me of womp womp.
I'm sorry.
And Mikek's like,
No, I'm not that sorry.
good. I hope you can go home and be safe.
Okay. And he takes off, running through the alleys. Down that way.
And I think that the other thing that Mikek would sort of be doing as with that conversation and as he was sort of getting his breath back after the battle, would be looking at that ring that he found in the swamp and trying to figure out what it might be.
Yeah, fair enough. You can give me an Arcana check as you're trying to look at that.
17.
17. All right. With a 17, it appears to be a ring of water breathing. with this ring on, you should be able to breathe comfortably underwater.
That on a finger.
And you think if it's still on, though, while you're on land, that might get, troublesome.
But does it feel like it activates, or when I put it on?
With the 17, probably just when you put it on.
Okay. So I might actually sort of quickly put it in a pouch so that it's readily accessible along with some of like the herbs.
Sure thing. Yeah, beautiful. All right.
Okay, you dudes, what do you think? Experienced D&D players, what do you do after a major skirmish battle? Do we get gear? Do we go explore? What do we do?
So we gotta like get ready for tonight, right? Because there's a pretty strong implication that something big is happening tonight. Something bad is being moved into town, and that Kalia is involved. I'm totally ready for tonight because I'm a warlock, so I've got all my spell slots back, and I'm totally healthy, and all my resources are back up. What would help you all get prepped?
Well, I feel like I'm ready, but as a noob, I could act like I'm ready and ultimately be moving all you guys into a Leroy Jenkins.
Right.
Vibe. You know, I don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of where I am is like I can't really get anything else back without it being a long rest, and
Which I don't think we have time for.
Yeah, which I don't think we have time for.
I don't know what time of day it is.
I'm good on equipment. I don't know if there's anything else that will help anyone that we could get. I don't know if there's... I mean, I'm kind of feeling like we're in a bit of a town hero situation.
Yeah,
So,
we are.
If there's any equipment that, you know, would be an upgrade for Connie or Elif or Kryon.
I mean, I don't really...
we're in good favor.
I don't know about any kind of upgrades that Connie needs, but anybody who looks at him would see that he's not feeling perfect right now. Like he's
indigestion.
Maybe if he walks around, he's kind of... What did you say?
Indigestion.
It could be. I think it's a combination of indigestion and several stab wounds.
Is it the bowel trouble?
Yeah, it's the bowel trouble. So I don't know if we have enough favor that, or if Mikek. I mean, I don't know if it's cheating that we have a party member who owns a shop that would have supplies. But
well, I kind of made the 2 potions that I could make in this time scale. So I do have potions. I don't know if there's any like equivalent of like temple of healing or, you know, priest who might be able to cast a healing spell for us.
Yeah, does Connie have any friends who are priests, Andy?
No. There is Mother Mosey in town. You don't see her in the crowd around you now, but she, as a hobgoblin in town, can offer a little bit of a service. You can also kind of ask around the people here if anyone has anything like that.
And here's the thing: is that Connie, I don't think, is going to go out of his way to look for healing. So this is purely like Adam at table level saying, like, I could use some healing. But Connie's too proud to ask.
I feel you.
And I'm totally cool with him going into tonight with not full health. So,
and then Galway, Mikek came over to what, like halfway through that conversation with me and the soldier boy. Did you pick up on exactly what he was saying, that he knew that there was a crowd coming back later on? Did he give us a specific time? Did he give us a specific number? Not really, right?
Not really, and I think that Mikek kind of came over right at the very end when you had said to him, like, it's probably best for you to just go home now, and it kind of
right
repeated that sentiment and said, but before you go, could you answer my questions a little bit? If you relayed that to me, it's like, well, it seems like everything is happening tonight. We know from Grom that they're bringing the weapon through. We know that Kalia spoke to Old Man Mythenmere and got the path ready for them to go through. And
Lena,
it should be something with winning the war, etc. It makes no sense to me that Kalia would be helping them. They must have captured her and forced her help, but my question is, why her? Plenty of people
maybe
know about
maybe
Old
they're
Man
using
Mythenmere.
her. Maybe she's being used as a shield in some way, so that we don't just run in and attack them. Lena, can I ask, your character, is she able to throw fire or manipulate? She's able to manipulate fire in some way, right? Create fire? Like, what's
She's
the
able
vibe there?
to both create and throw fire with produce flame.
I mean, if we had enough time to create some sort of tinderbox type thing, so that if it starts cracking off, Lena has, or Elif, has a place that she can hit and create a huge explosion.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a pretty good way of using our time, potentially, right?
That's a good plan. And Elif can... Andy let me do a custom background where I'm an explosive specialist. So Elif can create explosives to damage... It's not to damage people, it's to damage, like, structures. But I can, with my explosive alchemist kit, create explosives that I could then light with produce flame.
And we also know the exact path, right? Because Old Man Mythenmere said to us, like, she reserved the big sort of main cut-through hidden... I like that Old Man Mythenmere runs a farm and apparently, like, facilitates smuggling operations. That's just his deal.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's Burden.
Yeah. He has like a side hustle with a toll road?
It's pretty much, yeah. Like, he has a no questions asked toll road that I apparently can just use based on favors. But
so does Elif need anything to be set up in that regard, or you can literally just start throwing fireballs around at whim, willy-nilly?
They're like fire, like they're small. They're very small fireballs. I don't have big fireball yet. I will soon. Next level. I think next level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. But I don't have it yet. But I could spend some of the time before we think that they're coming through, setting up explosives with my explosive alchemist kit that I could then be ready to detonate along that path.
And do we, Andy, just based on what
Does that all seem legit? Also, Andy, is that okay?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's like a custom background that we didn't put a lot of thought into.
Yeah. Especially enough to like disable a couple carts or something.
Yeah, to create chaos and slow them
You wouldn't be
down.
able to like, right? Yeah.
This isn't going to be the equivalent of stacking 5 fireballs in that area.
Right. Yeah.
But I also had a question of, do we have a, like, I assume from the way that interaction happened that Mikek knows exactly the path that sort of Kalia reserved.
Yeah. Yeah.
That like, you know, maybe there's a couple of, since it seems like he has a couple of smuggling paths, but like, I know the one that she seemed to be thinking of specifically. I'd also wonder if, and this is just dirt, right?
I've drawn it on the map.
Yeah. But I see the arrow sort of coming through here. So this is just dirt, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's some old like you know, like the when sort of you don't harvest the corn, but you just sort of let it turn to husk. Basically, it's kind of that brown. Yeah.
But it's not like, this isn't like a paved path or anything.
No. Right.
So if you just suggested in some way, Elif, of like, I could set up explosives, Mikek would also be like, I'm also capable of producing a mean pitfall if we...
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd spend some time today looking at the path, making some of those checks with my kit to figure out the best places to like lay explosives where they'd be hidden and where it would also create chaos and maybe screw some carts up, and then laying those explosives.
And then,
as you're kind of getting ready to do that too, Grom sort of comes over and kind of sees and listens a little bit to your conversation to hear what you're doing and says, listen, I'm not sure what is coming tonight. I don't even know if it's the actual weapon. It's very good for us to get information before we just start blowing stuff up, I would say.
I mean, I don't understand. I don't know what you're saying. That I love blowing stuff up. I blow stuff up all the time as like a first line of defense and of offense, and it works great, like 100% of the time.
Right, I'm just saying, if we have a chance to peer in a cart and just make sure there's no kids or something, might be.
Well, okay.
Might be good.
All right, Grom. What do you know where this cart is, Grom? Like,
I heard they're bringing it something in tonight, and that very soon a very, very powerful weapon will be moving through Burden. And I don't know if the two are linked or the same. That's all I know.
And we also know from what you told us, Kryon, and the guard told you, and what he told me, it seems like they've been using Kalia as some sort of local resource, so it seems likely that what she said to Old Man Mythenmere is connected. So maybe we have the explosives as a backup plan / coup de grace?
Sure. First plan, backup plan.
It's always nice to have a plan. I mean, we're not.
Those are different. Those are first plan, backup plan are opposed to each other.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
no, they're not. If you've only got like one plan, if you've got one plan, then your first plan is your backup plan, right?
So
Yeah, totally.
I was thinking that perhaps the first plan might be more the pitfalls and questions, and then the backup plan would be the explosives and general carnage.
Oh.
Yeah, I second that. I second that. I feel like fireballs is last case scenario if things really start to crack off. If we can trap these guys and hurt the least amount of people, especially since we're also trying to save Mikek's sister, you guys.
I would appreciate we know.
Okay.
Could I put forward?
I know what you guys are saying, so I will just lay the explosives, but not blow anything up until we know what's going on, right? Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Could I put forward a potential suggestion? I think there's a chance I might be the fastest in the group and maybe the hardest to spot. What if I go and see if I can get a look at this cart and group of people before they're in the town and we have to start making some real decisions? I might be able to get there, get back, and be able to tell you guys what we have to deal with. Does that make sense to you guys?
Andy, do we know where they are?
Can a group split, Andy? There's a noob question. Can
They
Dungeons and
can't.
Dragons
Great.
split?
So
It's a great
there's like
question. Yeah.
there's like
Right.
a meme with D&D where it's always like don't split the party is like a very so you might die if you split.
Right,
Very
yeah.
well could die.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Some of the most fun I've had in D&D has been when I split the party. Dom.
Right, that's the thing, is it's probably safer not to. However, it's so much more fun sometimes to do it. So
Yeah.
it's whatever you want.
To be
You
fair,
are
some of them,
allowed.
but also just also let me give. And while I absolutely 100% agree that's a fair description from Andy of splitting the party, it should also be noted that while Adam's statement is true, some of the most fun he's ever had in D&D is when his character is like a hair's breadth away from death.
Right.
Yeah,
You could
You're a risk taker.
I am.
you could probably go slightly ahead of the group, where if the group sort of set up like a little kind of ambush, maybe you could kind of meet them, a couple minutes away, try to get underneath and look into what they're carrying, without being too far away from them. That might be
okay.
And so
a compliment.
another question, and I'm sorry, this is
Yeah.
why I don't tend to do the tactical combat setup, because I have. I'm going to
You're
do this
good,
thing.
you're
I'm
good.
going to do it. There's still standing stalks of corn in the fields, right? Like they've been harvested,
Yes.
but the stalks are still there. So there's probably a
I bet
good
those are flammable.
5 to 6 feet
Yeah.
of standing, also visual cover.
Right. Yes.
So
yeah, you could easily hide in the kind of corn right next to the path.
And I would think, though, that if in the middle, as they're getting through this, since the path goes through a pair of fields, at about this point, they're going to have almost no visibility.
Right.
They're going to be able to see in front of them and behind them, but there's going to be very little from, any other sort of visibility. So I wonder about trying to lay with mold earth, essentially a giant pitfall here.
Okay.
So say 2/3 of the way through, position
Yeah.
ourselves near the entrance of the path, and maybe Kryon could have gone, more out in the fields or in like even the cover of the forest, tried to
Yeah.
slip in, but that would put him closer to us, and then we would be attacking after the pitfall happened.
Sure.
Also, if Kryon doesn't leave 120 feet of me, I have message. Can I just say that I've always got
Oh.
message up on him? So if there's something that we need to communicate or he needs to communicate to us,
Wait, what's
Yeah.
that? We have a telepathic ability, the two of us?
A spell,
it's a
yeah.
spell that it's not telepathic. You have to whisper out loud, but can make it so that we can communicate as long as you don't leave 120 feet of me.
Oh, that could be a great way
Yeah.
to get a jump on these guys. I like that.
You also do have guard uniforms available, as several of them have died, and Kryon, you've been given a nice one.
Yeah, I just want to put forward that a 3'6" guy in a guard uniform is probably going to be a giveaway that he's not part of the army. So maybe that's more of a
I'm
more
a
of a Connie vibe than me.
tall turtle.
Can you imagine? All like floppy sleeves and like a helmet like bouncing around.
Was one of the guards a halfling, Andy?
No, one was a dwarf, which is the closest, which would be a little bit big on Kryon, but
Yeah.
better.
But also,
You also could get it hemmed.
I was going to say,
in
town heroes,
since
I
it's
feel like a little
Yeah.
bit of minor tailoring work would be doable.
sure, certainly, yeah, you could definitely do that if you wanted to get it nice and fitted before tonight.
So this army would accept dwarf and halfling soldiers, yeah.
Yes, probably not like a bugbear or an Azamar or a turtle, but a halfling, yes.
Fuck
Well,
these guys.
let's do that, you dudes. Kryon loves a bit of tailoring. He's a
Yeah.
fan.
And that gives you a little extra cover.
Yeah.
Can I hop in here with a little bit of business? So like,
Dude, yeah, cool.
while Mikek, Kryon, and Elif would have been kind of huddling and kind of planning this stuff out, Connie might have been nearby, but I would suggest that he's been with the classic Connie kind of grimace on his face. He's actually been holding the tinder box with the initials VL on it, and he's been kind of turning it over in his hand. And I would suggest that he's been kind of reminiscing, and it's been kind of like a montage of times in his time as sheriff when he got injured, and his friend and coworker Vern was was right there with him, kind of like telling him like you've got to go get some healing. And there's like a montage of several things like this, like out like by a crime scene, like Connie has just gotten stabbed with like a spear sticking out of him, and Vern Loris, the orc, is standing there kind of like gesticulating like, you're the sheriff, you've got to go get this spear taken out of you. And then like once back in the jail, like in the sheriff's office or whatever, like Vern just hanging his head like, come on, Connie, you got to do this, right? So this is unfolding in Connie's head as he's turning the tinderbox over and over. And now I'm going to do what I hope is a low stakes splitting of the party. Connie is going to slink away. He does not want anybody to know that he's potentially seeking healing, but he's kind of give this like half sigh, half grunt, and he's going to put the tinderbox in his pocket, and he's going to say, God damn it, Vern. You always knew what was best for me. And he's going to go try to find Mother Mosey. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, it doesn't take long to convince Mother Mosey to heal one of the heroes of the town at this point. And she'll lay her hands on you, kind of a green light emerges. You get 9 points of healing.
Cool. Very cool. And she's a hobgoblin, and I think bugbears kind of view hobgoblins and other goblinoid creatures as being like kind of lesser and kind of servants to them. Yeah. So I'm just saying it makes sense.
Now don't go getting stabbed so much, all right? Darling, you always were getting all bloodied up. Why don't you take it easy, okay? Let them fighting for the other kind of folk.
I don't know, Momo. Is that what Connie calls Mother Mosey?
Why not?
That's my mom's name.
Oh,
Momo? Oh man.
Tell her.
That's what everyone calls my mom.
She's a hobgoblin now. Sorry.
In honor of her mother.
In honor of Dom's mother.
I don't know, Momo. Never been one to run away from a fight, and fights have never been one to run away from me. I don't know what's going on here tonight, but I have a feeling something's coming to Burden. And with Vern gone, I don't know. I think I might have to step up.
Well, may her rugged bless you and keep you, son.
Thanks, Momo. Thanks for the healing. Don't tell anybody I came here for this.
Okay, I won't.
All right. I'll see you later, Momo.
Kryon arrives back in the square, completely replete in his armor, looking fantastic. Gives everyone a little twirl, clicks his heels together.
Beautiful.
And Connie comes back and joins the others. All right, what's the plan here? Are we exploding shit or guarding
so that's
shit?
The backup plan. The backup plan was to explode shit, which is apparently the second plan you make for if the first plan fails is what a backup plan is. I didn't even ever occur to me to do that. I just blow shit up. I think the first plan is like for Kryon to sneaky?
Yeah, nice, Elf. I think I'm gonna take a big wide kind of circle of the party and come on in behind them and see if I can just slip in with the marching troops, and at that point maybe get a message to Elif. Is that right, Elif? What, I can do that?
Yeah, Elif can message you. Like kind of almost on a loop, like keep saying like, hey, do you know anything? Do you know anything? And you can respond. That's how that would work. You couldn't like initiate the message, but you can respond to Elif.
It's like a one-way walkie-talkie. It's like a walkie.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
It's only a walkie, yeah.
It's just a walkie.
All right. So why doesn't everyone who wants to stick around and hide for the ambush sort of position where you'd like to do that? Gonna move these out of the way.
Is this map to scale, Andy?
Pretty close.
Okay.
Oof.
So the yellow
Kryon,
dots.
you'll probably set up down here-ish by the woods, and by the time they come up, you sort of join them. It sounds like, and follow them in. Okay.
I'm liking that.
And then what have we set up for? What have we actually set up prior to this?
So the sort of dotted lines that I was doing there, where I was trying
Yeah.
to cut across, and then would try to sort of disguise it, because you commented that there's like the ground is matted with these sort of leftover husks of corn from previous years. To sort of then weave that over, and I was planning for that to sort of be about probably a 10-foot deep trench.
Okay.
About where I marked it. So again, about sort of 2/3 of the way through.
Okay.
And other than that, I might actually put a couple of easy to spot, not easy to spot, but like less major works.
Sure.
Because no one else should be coming through here tonight.
Right.
So entrance paths to the town are kind of cut off.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah, and I would have been using my explosive specialistness. That's not a word. Anyway.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Specialities?
There you go.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
To determine basically where I should lay explosives for if we go with the backup plan, to create the most chaos and kind of slow them the most. So where do you, like, how many explosives do you think that would be? And I would have done that.
Okay. Yeah. Just kind of dotted along this path a little bit.
Yeah.
Then, because again, you're not sure if this is going to be like one big wagon or like a train of like 10 or what
Right.
exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Elif, Lena, we're currently 100 and about 145 feet away from each other ish.
Yeah, we need to be
Yeah.
120.
So if Elif, you're like right on the edge there, yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Probably
hiding in
Kryon
the...
can be about there-ish, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay,
And then I would be trying to basically be one with the corn, and hide as well as I could here.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yep. Right next to the farmhouse. You are hiding in the fields. Kryon is further off into kind of the muddy grassland almost. Trying not to get about more than 120 feet from you, Elif. If you are set up, then we can skip ahead in time to nightfall.
I think the only other thing that I
Yeah.
would mention as a preparation is once the caravan or whatever it was coming through,
Yeah.
I will likely use mold earth to make the checkpoint right by us difficult terrain.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, we can do
I
that.
feel like that would sort of be prepped. I would also, as soon as it was seeming reasonable for time, ready shillelagh and magic stone.
Right. And so the only spell you haven't used a spell slot in this, right?
No.
You've dug the trenches and stuff. Okay, cool.
And I was gonna say, and that's the thing is, like, I can have, I think it's up to 3 of the non-permanent effect or of the non-instantaneous effects of mold earth up, but that doesn't apply to like the trenches because the earth is moved.
Right.
I literally
Yeah.
moved the earth away and then scattered it around. So
Gotcha. Yeah, it sounds
What
good.
are the marching orders that you guys would have given Connie for tonight's plan?
probably once they sort of go in and discover the trench, unless we've heard something else from Kryon, we should move in to subdue / try to secure Kalia first priority, cargo second priority, etc.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it fine that Connie is on the other side of the trail here in a different kind of
probably good
position? Trying to use Dom's idea of angles.
Well,
Nice.
let's see. Let's see.
And we're all
That's
cool
tactical.
with the smallest of us going off on his own, putting himself in danger, huh?
Well, let's see. My nerves. Well, my nervousness is so Kryon. The army comes. Let's say the guys come in here-ish. They come in. Kryon falls into step with them. Gets a message to Elif, but at this point, when he's fallen in step with them, he's really in the firing line for you guys. So he's going to need to somehow get away from there to allow you guys to bring in the big guns. Unless he's just watching from here and then relaying a message. Not sure.
Yeah, or even just kind of holding, kind of being at the very back of that line.
Yeah, I could be at the back and then
the most of stuff. Yeah.
Depending on what I see as they move through, I could just end up kind of here next to.
And that was kind of
Yanni,
what,
potentially.
and that was kind of what I was thinking, was that you were going to be observing whatever you could, relaying that message, or relaying that any information that you could through Elif, and then that way, since we're not really springing into action until they hit the ball, that would probably give you enough time to get to one or the other of us, either over to Connie or over to Mikek and Elif.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's dance.
Yeah, let's do this.
Alright. You've set everything up. You got the help of the townsfolk. You just double checked in town to make sure that there weren't any other soldiers that might sort of escape or hear about your plan. And to your surprise, there aren't any other soldiers in town. There were 2 that weren't a part of that fight, but were very quickly captured by the townsfolk. The town is actually pretty secure now. You think most of the soldiers left to bring in whatever this is. Just as a heads up.
I also would assume that Mikek would have had anyone who was capturing soldiers ask them if they'd seen Kalia.
Yeah.
But-
And yep, nothing more than the other guy knew.
Can we take a 5-minute break before the action starts up?
Well, yeah, let me describe then a few things before, and then we'll get a.
Can I suggest that before this, our ragtag group splits up into their various kind of assigned positions, that we have a moment where we're kind of huddled up, and Connie will say, "All right, guys, we can do this. We got a bounty, Kalia. We're gonna find her. We're gonna figure out this weapon situation. All we need to know now is, what are we calling ourselves?"
Great. Love that.
We need a name.
The explosives? The explosives. Let's call ourselves the explosives.
I'm not sure if the first name we throw out needs to be the one that we do.
Yeah.
Well, I love your enthusiasm, Elif. I don't know.
The burden brood.
Burden Brood, the Burden Buccaneers. Mikek, this is something close to your heart. This story.
One might suggest that, given how they think of us, we could go with Beasts of Burden.
Oh, now I like that, because I have some personal kind of resonance with the term beast, because everyone thinks all bugbears are just beasts, which we are. It is true, but also everybody thinks it, so I like that. Yeah.
Turtle.
I like that too.
Yeah, I mean,
Also
if we do
the-
explosives, I guess that's good.
Also, the acronym is Bob, which is fantastic.
That is.
All right, yeah, Bob,
Time
we're Bob.
backwards
All
is
right,
forward.
everyone, paw, turtle shell, or whatever in the middle, whatever you got. And we'll-
You want me to lie on the ground?
I think maybe you think your hands are shells? I don't know.
Wait, yeah, let me look closer. Oh, damn, what do you got there? I thought turtles had shells for hands. Is that not the case?
What is
Flippers?
Flippers? Is that the way to say it? Flippers?
I have
correct term?
hands.
Fins?
All right. Paul, Flipper, shorthand,
It's a
fire
hand.
hand in the middle. On the count of 3, we say Bob. 1, 2, 3, Bob.
Bob. Feels offensive. I have hands.
All right, you each split up into your own areas. You are trying to control your breathing as it's getting tense. The rain has de-escalated. It's just kind of sprinkling and misting at this point. Yeah. You, Kryon, you see then the caravan, the lights of torches from the soldiers coming up this way, exactly where you thought they would be coming from, just sort of north of the forest over here. It's dark. You feel very good about your chances to slip in sort of the back of them. There is one massive cart being pulled by 6 draft horses. Generally, it's toward the back. Most of the soldiers are in front of it. You think you'd only have to slip by 1 or 2 people to actually look under the giant, massive tarp that is covering something up in that cart. Would you like to try to sneak in there?
Yeah, let's do that. What would that be? Is that a stealth roll?
Yeah, stealth check.
And I've got message up on you, so you're kind of just constantly hearing Elif going in your head, "What's up?" really quietly, so as not to distract you, but so that you can respond.
Okay.
Come on, Daddy.
A 9, okay.
And he ended up with inspiration at any point?
Ellis has got inspiration.
That wasn't fishing for that. That was
Maybe.
literally, I don't know if he had it.
Yeah.
And would know to use it.
I don't think Kryon does yet.
I used
Well,
mine in
maybe.
the last battle. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Kryon has it yet. Yeah. Okay. So, Kryon, you're trying to... the 2 soldiers in the back, 2 elves, are talking to each other, and you kind of slip by and you walk up to the back of this thing. One of them catches the sight of you out of the corner of his eye and says, "Oh, hello there. What are you doing? We're not supposed to be so close. Don't forget. Back up just a little bit."
Dom, your face.
I did not expect to roll such a poor roll.
We're right before going into break. Of course he would.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, right before.
Is there some sort of like charisma check? Can Kryon kind of say, can you try and convince them? Last minute induction. I'm late, but I'm here for the the thing the
Thing.
Yeah, you're here for the thing.
the skirmish. The skirmish.
Yeah, the skirmish. Sure. Yeah, give me a deception check then.
Oh God.
We should have taken that goddamn break.
Oh no.
A 6. Elif, did you want to throw some
I don't have
inspiration?
any. I used it in the last battle.
used
You want to
it?
give me more? I should stop being honest. Yes, I'm throwing
you're
him
good.
inspiration.
Connie, did you have one? I forget. Did you use it? You might have used it too.
Connie might have gotten inspiration for when he
For that montage with the healing.
for the montage, or for the initial my insistence that he shouldn't get healed. You would have given me inspiration, and then you would not have been able to retract it when I changed.
Yeah,
It's like doubling.
that would hold up in
Yeah,
court. That's a
well.
good argument. What airtight?
Airtight. Yeah. So, Kryon, yeah, you say that and
Fucking hell.
We should have just taken a break. Adam was right.
See?
that one's on me. That one's on me.
I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them says, what are you talking about? What is your name, soldier?
Bob. He just accidentally just spills out of his mouth. Bob Waterson. I'm a friend of Steve's. You know Steve? He's flailing around. Huge droplets of sweat pouring down his face at this point.
Bob Waterson, friend of Steve. No, I'm afraid I don't know any of this. Stay here one moment, and he'll sort of, jog just a little bit past the cart up to kind of the larger garrison, and one of the soldiers on a horse, he starts to speak to him. The other one puts his hand on your shoulder, but he's not exactly looking at you. He's focused on the other guy up ahead.
I gotta say, Bob Watterson is at least less conspicuous than Bob War.
Yeah, Bob War.
Yeah.
I also feel like in this moment, Mikek turns to Ella. So is it going great?
How's it going, Kryon?
And Kryon, like through gritted teeth, says, "It's not going great. I called myself Bob War. I think I got away with it, but they might be onto it. Just to let you know. How are you? How are you guys?
No signs of action here. Keep us posted. We will swiftly rescue.
Oh my God.
So it's going
All right,
great.
so
no, it's not going great. It's not going great, Mikek. He thinks they might be onto him.
Oh,
But we'll just give it a little bit. Give it a little bit. Maybe he can recover it.
So, Kryon, what would you like to do? There's, it seems like there's two kind of officers talking. One of them, one of the ones, the only one in the back now, has a hand on your shoulder. His gaze is focused on his friend and the horse guy talking, and you're kind of right behind the major cart here.
I mean, what are my options? Can I, if I bounce, then I've blown the whole thing, right? Like they know something's happening. I've already tried to deceive them. I can't really intimidate.
So I can see sort of what's happening. I assume like this is out in the open.
It's happening at the back end of the cart. You can't see Kryon at all.
Okay.
You just see the soldiers marching with
by
this giant cart.
By process of elimination, would I kind of know he was somewhere around there? And also, I know it's not going well. He thinks they may be onto him. And I can see the carts, at least, right?
Yeah, you can see the major cart. There's the furthest soldiers maybe like still 50, 60 feet from you, and then Kryon's still like 120 feet or so. But yeah, you can barely sort of make that out. You're kind of racing through your mind, trying to think of how to help him.
Mikek is going to look at Elif and go, I don't know how well this is gonna work, but I'll try. I'm gonna use one of my wild shape charges. And shapeshift into a wolf. And then I am going to very, as loudly and aggressively as I can, howl towards the horses. Trying to spook the horses. And also hoping that the goblins' wolves somewhere in town might echo it.
Yeah. All right. You transform into a wolf. Let me get your icon out. You howl. Give me an intimidation check as Mikek, technically, since you're performing this, and it's kind of a mental thing. Give me, Mikek's intimidation with advantage.
Okay.
Oof, duh.
A 7. You hear a roar, and then from somewhere further in town, more roar, roar, roar. You don't think you spooked the horses, but you did cause them to stop. They kind of reared back, like Kryon, the guy right next to you, is now kind of looking around. He takes his hand off your shoulder, listens. He pulls out a sword and starts to walk away slightly from you. You probably have an opportunity to try something if you'd like.
I mean, he has pretty good stealth. Would that be the thing to roll?
Yeah.
A dexterity roll to just try and get into some deep cover as close as that is?
Yeah, I mean, you're right behind the cart. You could dive under the tarp if you wanted to jump in the cart, or even try to latch onto the bottom of it, or you could just book it and run away.
I like the idea of jumping onto the bottom of it. That's very Indiana Jones. I'll do that. I'll roll a dexterity check. Is that the one to do, or is it an acrobatics check? Oh, it's the same
Give me
thing.
an acrobatics check.
Okay.
It's probably a little better for you. Yeah.
Okay, come on.
God, Jesus Christ.
Oh, no. Ran over by the cart.
All right. Do I have inspiration for not murdering you with my brain the last time you didn't give me inspiration?
I think that is also
you
an
don't.
airtight argument. That would
Thank you, Lena.
You didn't. Yeah. You roll quickly underneath the cart, latch on to the bottom of it. However, you hear a clank clank as there's kind of like a trap door that you just latched onto with your hands. You fall smack into the mud. Give me a dexterity saving throw as the horses start up again, to see if you can hold on to this now trap door underneath, dragging through the mud.
Do you remember back in session 2 or 3, Dom, when you said that you felt like you were in good hands, in Andy's hands?
And Adam and I were like, no, that impulse is wrong and will lead you to bad things.
So just click on the word dexterity there. Nice.
Double digits
Not
at
terrible,
least.
not terrible.
A 16. A 16 is one more than you needed. Which means your going up in dexterity tonight was definitely the right move.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
So
the worm has turned.
you latch on underneath the cart to a trap door. It opens underneath you, or from the top of you. You fall back into the mud, but are just barely able to hang on to the wood. It jingles a bit, but you scramble up this little trap door, shut it again, and you are inside now the cart itself, underneath the tarp. And the first thing that hits your senses, it's dark in here, but it's a powerful kind of musty, wet fur smell. And then something next to you, something giant, moves
Oh my god.
just a little bit. And you hear a...
Hang on. Is this like a presidential cart? Are they bringing through the president of the United States? You said it's wet fur, right? Smells of wet fur. Made a mild grunting noise. Musty smell.
Yep.
I don't know.
100%.
It's a presidential parade. I'm sorry. Let's not bring politics.
No, please.
We love it. It's fine.
Let's always bring in politics.
As the wind kicks up, there's a flap then toward the front of the cart that kind of billows. A bunch of the firelight from the soldiers now bounces off of what you are in here with. And you see the face in front of you of a giant elk. An incredibly massive but beautiful creature. And you see the manacles on its hooves, similar in make to the ones that shocked you and your friends in the Burden prison. This seems to be the precious cargo. coming into town tonight, and you're not at all sure what to make of it. And hey, why don't we take a break there?
Interesting.
Okay.
So a huge deer is basically what's the cargo?
Giant horns. Yeah. It seems to be sedated or almost sleeping at the moment. Yeah, and it's manacled with those shocky manacles. Yeah.
Always a great sign.
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's take a break there. Go to the bathroom, get something to drink. Come on back.
Store up your hatred for
10
Andy.
minutes or so. And
sorry about the rolls, you dude. Sorry about the rolls.
Oh, it was great.
Don't apologize.
It was so
Bad
close.
rolls. Bad rolls are so fun. They're my favorite part of D&D.
Yeah, that was really close.
Yeah,
I love it.
All right, we'll be
All right,
back
see you in a
in
sec.
just a moment, everybody.
BRB.
I'll definitely get a
Alright.
message.
We are back. Hey everyone. Everyone's still there? Still alive? Everything's still okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
All right.
We got this.
I'm very keen to get a message to Elif, but I'll let you paint the scene. Andy.
Yes. So, Kryon, you have made your way and infiltrated this caravan of soldiers and this massive cart. By the way, there are 30 some, if not more, soldiers escorting this thing. It is there are many around here. However, Kryon, you were able to sneak luckily into this thing through kind of a trapdoor in the back that it released. And when you got back up and got settled, you eventually found out that there is a giant elk, horns, a giant face. You believe this is a huge creature, and what that means in D&D terms, at least a 15 by 15 foot creature, which is not a square, but it's a very large thing. It is sedated.
Did Andy freeze for other people?
I literally just watched the face cam freeze.
He's frozen and the sound is gone.
Okay,
All
so
right.
it is time for Andy's internet has died Q&A session. Dom,
Man.
chat, you got anything?
Q and
Yeah.
A.
Well, I think.
Chat, what question?
Do we now do I just jump on the back of the elk and I just ride it
I
out
think so.
of the
Yeah.
cart? And
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he's not here to stop
jump
you.
on.
That might take what they
Definitely.
call an animal handling check, but
That also
Yeah,
might
we
take
could-
a thieves' tools check in order to get it out of its shackles.
Poor Andy.
I'm pretty
this
sure
has happened
the...
a couple of times now. Well, here you go. I have a serious question, for you guys. Have any of you guys been dungeon master before, and how has that worked out for you?
Yeah, I dungeon master pretty frequently. I also dungeon master some of our streams. I like it a lot. I like getting to work
Do you
with
prefer it to playing a character? Excuse me.
I think I like either of them. I think that I can be sort of in the mood for one or the other at times, but they're both a ton of fun. I enjoy them both a ton. But I also certainly would never say, like, if you really enjoy playing D&D and you enjoy playing as a character and you don't like DMing, that's totally fine. It's not like there's some obligation of you've been playing a long time, you should now DM. Or similarly,
Right.
I've known some people actually who just preferred DMing. They didn't really like playing as a character, and they were good DMs. So it's not really a you should do both or you should get to one eventually.
I've never DM'd Dungeons and Dragons proper, but I've GM'd, like I've ran a couple one-shot games for Helpful Goat. One called Big Gay Orcs, which is basically just about a bunch of orcs whose like their fort is inevitably going to fall to the enemy at the end of the night. And so the whole game is just, can these orcs express their feelings for each other before they die? And that was a lot of fun to GM. And then I GM'd like a one-shot kind of a homebrew thing based on the movie The Burbs with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
That took place like 30 years in the future of that movie. That was a lot of fun. But frankly, I'm really intimidated by the idea of trying to DM like a D&D campaign. Like I have mad respect for Andy and Galway for the amount of detail and their like familiarity with the mechanics. Like I'm one of those players who's kind of like can't imagine myself doing it, but maybe someday I'll take the time to learn. I don't know. We'll see. I've enjoyed GMing the couple of times I did it, but it is really high, like, pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Andy that I really... Oh, hey, Andy. Hey.
Yeah, Andy's the worst. Oh, hey.
Hey, what's up, Andy?
Finish-
We were just talking...
You should go ahead and finish the
I'm
sentence.
sure. Yeah, there's 40 soldiers now, so.
No.
Are they like budding?
Yep. Popping off each other. Anyway.
Different context.
where did we leave off?
You leaned into the camera to start explaining something, and then you froze,
you
like
pretty much just
leaned
begun.
way into the
okay.
camera. It was amazing.
That's weird. So cool. Kryon, you've infiltrated and made your way into this little caravan. You've seen the giant elk that's underneath this. You do not believe necessarily that you would like to see this animal hurt. It already seems to be manacled and shackled, and though it is stated. Also, there are 30-some soldiers here as well, and a frontal assault would maybe mean the death of your friends. And as you're ruminating on all of that, Elif pings you with the message spell. And Elif, how do you ping with that? What do you say?
Hey, what's up? Do we need to move in? You went kind of radio silent after saying that they might be onto you, and I'm just checking.
Elif, wait. I'm inside the big crate, the cart. There's like a huge, I don't know, like a huge deer or like a moose or something in here, and there's way more soldiers than I thought, or maybe we thought there was going to be. There's probably more than 20 soldiers. There might even be 30 soldiers. I think we need to probably just let them go into town and see what happens next.
Okay, I'll tell everyone that. And I'll relay that to Mikek. Can I see Connie to get message on him, or is he hidden in corn?
He's hidden pretty well.
Mikek's a wolf.
Yeah,
so when you relay the
dash
message from Kryon of we should just let them get into town, blah blah blah, the wolf is gonna sort of go, oh, and scratch in the dirt a little tunnel, and like, oh, and look over at where there is a tunnel dug.
Oh, you don't have to trigger that? I thought you had to trigger that.
No, it's just there's a fucking tunnel in the ground now.
So they're going to stop whether we like it or not.
That is disguised with, like...
Okay. New plan. The new plan is, when they hit the tunnel, I'll set the fields on fire, and then there will be chaos, and they'll panic and separate, and we can, I don't know, do something, right? This is a good plan.
Do I hear that? No. Do I? No.
Probably not, yeah.
Okay.
The wolf's just gonna go...
I'm talking to Mikek, but I'll probably... Okay, I'll message that to Kryon, because I'm having trouble understanding wolves with the, also explanation of the tunnel.
What if in hearing that Kryon says, you know, why don't we play Good Samaritans? Why don't we stop the party and tell them that there's a blockade in the road and they need to find another way to come into town, that we're trying to help them in some way instead of throw them off. I just don't think we can win this fight.
Okay, we can do that, and then backup plan explosions, but only as backup.
Yeah, backup plan.
So I'll relay that to Mikek also.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk to Connie.
I mean, you still, I mean, it's dark here. You think you could just bounce across the road here real quick?
Okay, so I guess I'll do that then, and tell Connie what's going on.
If you come over, Connie will be like, "Hey, what the hell's going on here? Why aren't we fighting anybody yet? Where's Shorty? I feel like fighting."
So I'll explain the whole situation and also add, and that means you gotta be like real fucking personable for once, okay? I know you're not that great at it, Connie. Like a lot of the time you kind of an ass, but you just gotta be super personable, super, okay?
Personal what?
Personable.
Oh, that's not. Vern was real good at that, but
yeah, but Vern is dead. So you gotta be the personable one, okay?
All right, I'll try, madam.
Great start. You're doing so good.
All right, you're approaching you can feel, Kryon, that you must have moved a lot closer to kind of where the rest of them are. The rest of you, the soldiers, are pretty close now to where you are. And then, Kryon, you hear the elk just sort of move and scrape its giant antlers just kind of along the wood of the cart that you're on. But it still seems kind of asleep / sedated.
Does Kryon have any kind of animal soothing abilities?
Yeah,
Like,
you can give me
does he-
an animal handling check
some sort of
if you want to try to calm it as much as you can.
magical stroke, as it were?
Okay, well, that's...
It's a completely different
Back from
story.
break.
And we're back from break with a
Yeah, we are back from
19
Yeah.
on animal handling.
But
Yeah,
how to make
you
friends and influence people.
Yeah, you immediately kind of rush to its neck and just kind of very gently just kind of rub and pet the fur that's really, really thick, but you're petting it on its neck, and it seems to now just drift completely off to sleep again. Very nice.
So, what exactly, as we've been faced with, okay, there's a big problem here and all of this, what exactly was relayed about the elk to Mikek? That there's an elk, that it's restrained, and it seems like it's been sedated?
Elif, would you say that?
If that's what Kryon said to me, then yes.
Kryon, did you say that? Or would you have mentioned that part?
I think I said there's like a huge deer or a moose in here that's asleep or something like that. Doesn't seem to be able to wake up. I think I've said that.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Would I think, from that description, like it's restrained, it's sedated, etc., it seems pretty clear that they're nervous about it in some way. Like, they're going to great efforts for it to not be active.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Do I think, with my knowledge of herbalism and healing, I might be able to wake up a sedated giant?
Ah, man. Yeah, it's certainly possible. Your sister would be the one to really speak to about that, as she was the one that was much more attuned to animal life and herbs and medicine that way.
All right, well, Mikek is standing in the field with people again.
All right.
I'm gonna sort of look at them and go, look, maybe if we don't have to fight them all, this will go a little bit better, because I'm not sure foregoing any chance of an ambush is a good idea. Maybe I could try to sneak in and find Kalia, and or maybe be able to, I don't know, wake up the deer? They seem to be going to a great deal of trouble to keep it from moving or doing much of anything.
Yeah, maybe, but with all due respect, Crush from Finding Nemo, how sneaky can you be?
Oh, God.
Cryon's not within it.
You're right. Yeah.
But if he were at this point, he would lean over and say, "No idea."
I can be fairly stealthy if the situation requires it.
Thinking back, you first mistook him for a rock, Connie.
That's true. That's true. All right. Okay.
Is it worth it?
Sure.
And I'm just gonna say, I need you two to come help me if I end up horrifically trapped in this situation. Also, Kryon,
I'll be laying in wait with the backup plan.
you know that if you detonate those near me, it will also kill me, right?
No. You're silly. They won't kill you. They'll just hurt you.
Jeez.
I've had a
All right,
rough couple of days. So
The guards are approaching pretty closely here. What would you like to do?
I'm going to turn into a cat.
Interesting.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. That works.
All right. Mikek is now a cat.
The cat.
Mikat, yes.
Haha.
Huh. This one
All right.
is weird. My cat doesn't have like a full stat sheet.
Oh, that's weird. It's got stealth, perception. Is that what you're trying to?
Well, I was just trying to see generally, yeah, like what it had. Like all my
Yeah,
other ones do. The cat just has a bio and info.
Oh, really? Oh, that's weird. I can.
Yeah, like on stream, people can see I've got a cat with a bio and info.
Oh, maybe
He
it's
has
'cause you
lived a
can't
life.
What about now?
Now I can see shit.
Yay!
better.
Okay.
All right, so this one may be a little more complicated because I'll need to cross roll. I would also say that I'm not being like immensely stealthy. I am, but I'm a cat. I'm just sort of a field cat.
Yeah.
And what I would like to do is move through while trying to look for people, and I also would have very carefully before I transformed taken off my pendant of a turtle shell, laid it on the ground, and then picked it back up as a cat. And I'd like to sort of go along the side here, trying to look for Kalia.
Okay.
So sort of looking like a cat, just walking along looking, I'm probably not very obvious. I'm probably about the height of the grass. But, and then trying to find Kalia while also working my way to the back of the caravan.
All right. Give me a perception check while you do that. And then Elif, are you going to step out and try to talk to these people? A 20 perception. Very nice.
Nice.
Mikek, you don't see Kalia at all. Among the soldiers, they are all soldiers, it seems.
And is it just the one big cart at the back?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
Like there's not another carriage she could be in or something.
Nope.
Was I supposed to be doing that?
Or Connie, I guess. I'm not sure who it was.
Were we? Like, that was unclear. Are we supposed to still be stopping them? Plan makers?
I think that was your main plan, and the backup plan was fire?
Yeah, I think
The main
so,
plan
because
was to stop the guards, the caravan.
Or at least be like warn them to go a different way.
Okay.
And Mikek had just said to them that he wasn't sure about that. I think that's where Lena's getting confused.
Right.
Mikek was like,
Oh, yeah.
that may, like, we don't know where the hell these people are going to go or what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he'd also said
Elif
that he
and
was going to
Connie.
maybe try to go wake up the oak.
How close are they to the ditch? Where are they right now?
They're right like next to you.
Right next to me.
Yeah, you're in the corn, still hidden, and they're passing you right now.
But you certainly can, if it's in your judgment, like, Mikek was just sort of like, I don't know. I wouldn't say that he was like, I did not say, and I very intentionally didn't say, don't do that.
Wasn't the original plan was to have them go into the ditch, right?
Yep.
Well, yeah, like way back, the original plan was.
So I'm just saying, Connie is not really aware of any reason yet to deviate from the original plan. I don't think.
All right.
Or is he?
No, I think you're good. As the group keeps moving on, Mikek, who would you like to jump in the cart?
Yeah, if I can.
Just give me a quick stealth check with.
It's the kitty.
20, not nat.
Kitty. A 20, very nice. Yeah, you pop up into the cart. Kryon, you see a cat leap up into the cart itself, and it just kind of stares at you for a second, and you stare back.
It is wearing a pendant with a turtle shell sort of around its neck.
That's cool. Kryon has a mild allergy, so he stifles a couple of sneezes under his breath. No one hears it, but he kind of like waves and goes.
Carries cats. I love it.
Cat's going to heave a sigh at sheer use of resources, and turn back into Mikek.
All right. Yeah, Kryon, you now see Mikek sitting in the cart underneath the tarp.
There's an oversized elk, a turtle, and a halfling in a cart. This sounds like the start of a joke, don't you think? Sounds like the start of a pub joke. Kryon very, very urgently whispers to Mikek, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Aren't we really close to hitting the thing, the tunnel that you dug? Like, we need to stop this car."
Relatively. I was coming in the hopes that maybe I could wake up this deer. Oh, we're still moving. Waking up the deer time.
Okay.
Andy, how might I think I could best go about that?
I would say a medicine check.
Medicine check.
As you, very quickly, you can tell that this is not just a naturally
Dice
sleeping.
have completely abandoned me.
They hate us tonight.
Yeah. You kind of like shove on it just a little bit to try to wake it up. You can now tell it is sedated, and you're definitely now thinking through what could help a creature this size and an animal without killing it, and you have just a little bit of herbs, and you concoct just a little bit of smelling salts from that, and you kind of wave it in front of the elk's nose, but nothing seems to happen.
Or might I just put forward that although it seems very much like nothing is happening, the moose lets out quite an extended silent fart. and the two of us, Kryon and Mikek, look at each other as if to say, "Was that you?" And the other one says, "Was that you?" And then they both realize that it was the elk. And Kryon says, "Oh," and Kryon says, "Oh, moose are disgusting." And Mikek says, "That is an elk, I assume."
Perfect. Yeah,
I love that.
So, and
Dom, you should
We're in
DM
trouble.
someday.
Yeah, really.
We're in trouble, you dudes. I'm
So
sweating.
can I see
Sweating.
out from under the tarp at all?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Can I see out from under this tarp at all? Like if I sort of...
Yeah, in the front, the wind is kind of blowing it up just a little bit, and so you can see like the firelight kind of spill in every once in a while from the torches.
So I'm going to turn to Kryon. I see two options. One is we try to wake the elk up by hitting it. The other is I can try to make the cart crash right now. Would you prefer Plan A, Plan B, or the combo platter?
Before you can answer even then, Kryon, you hear a "Ah!" And then like a scurrying around of people outside. Elif, you then hear, "I fell in a damn pit!"
I'm gonna whisper really, really quietly to Connie. Yes, it's time for the backup plan. This is the backup plan time.
You're asking the wrong bugbear, madam.
There's no other bugbears. You're the only one here. But thank you for trying to be personable.
And give me a perception check, Elif, as well.
Thought you said we were supposed to be personable. What the hell's going on?
15.
15. You can hear then a conversation going on pretty loudly. They're sort of shouting back. They're getting someone out of a hole up there. you then hear a couple people say like, "Oh, check the flanks," and then someone,
Uh-oh.
"Do we just go under here?" "Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, let's just go under here." And then you hear a rumbling, like the ground itself is shaking just a bit.
Hey. Oh, he's back. Okay. I was going to say Dom just DC'd, but he's back.
Yeah.
The ground is shaking?
The ground shakes just a little bit. All right, you lot, you're gonna stay over here. I need just like 3 or 4 to accompany the cart down. And if you want, you can get to a place where you can see better, but that's just the conversation you're hearing.
Yeah, I'll try
and
to
all
see
of you
better.
can kind of hear that.
Do I think I'll try to see better, but also do I think they're just trying to basically go around the ditch?
You're not sure. Yeah, without seeing, you're not exactly sure what they're doing.
I'll try to see better.
Do you want to give me a stealth check?
Absolutely.
Moving through the dry corn.
I rolled a 15.
15 is very good. 15. Yeah, you can. Maybe someone in the guards, in the soldiers, kind of hear some rustling in the corn. Other than that, you're very quiet as you move up just enough to see through the dried stalks, and you see someone up front, red and white garb, hold a hand up, kind of in front of the tunnel here, and then a wand comes out, passes over his other hand, and then is pointed at the ground, which is opened up. That there is now a very large tunnel being formed that is going underneath the earth. Now, this is interesting because if they simply wanted to move on into town, they would literally just cover up the trench. This is looking like they're going underground.
And this seems like it's not really related to the trench, right? Like they chose to do this. They were planning on doing this beforehand, probably?
Sure. Yeah, that's definitely one interpretation.
Andy, let me just speculate and have you answer me. I know that's not like... Okay.
Speculate away. Go ahead.
Fuck. Okay, so the party split and the 2 reasonable people are not with me. And I'm not saying that's a problem, but maybe that's a problem. Fuck. I'm gonna go back to Connie and tell him what I'm seeing.
What do you want from me,
Right.
Lena?
I want you to help. Ellis would light the fucking fields on fire.
As you
because
turn,
this feels like backup plan time.
as you turn to go back to Connie has already tried to stealthily follow you because he's been increasingly frustrated at being kind of out of the loop, which is his own fault. He split the party earlier and he left while you guys were planning. But he has stealthily tried to follow you. So as you turn, he is there. But I do not know how stealthy he has been.
Let's roll
How
a stealth
stealthy
check
has he been?
to see. Yeah.
Stealth. Do I have any kind of advantage on stealth?
I feel
I
like
don't
in
think
the
so.
cart, quietly, Mikek is going to Kryon while this is going on. So in retrospect, perhaps I shouldn't have left the 2 of them alone.
Yes.
Now we've learned.
Very
Mikek.
stealthy. Yeah.
Mikek can say that to my 24 stealth roll.
Boom.
All right. Connie, you snuck up with Elif. You heard the whole thing too. So the both of you now know there's only a few guards continuing down into the hole with the cart, it sounds like.
All right. Now listen.
Can we, what we can say, Connie? I had an idea that doesn't involve burning things for once. Maybe.
Really? Because my idea was to burn things. So did we just have some kind of weird Freaky Friday situation?
Holy shit, is this like a mind swap? Are we like a mind swap right now? Am I not?
Oh, let's hold hands and spin in a circle, and maybe we'll get struck by lightning.
Okay, let's
The cart
do it.
moves
And we chant
past you
mind
this way.
No.
Sorry. Andy, let us be
The cart is
entertaining.
continuing to move.
No, hey, wait. Before
Okay,
we do mind swap,
Andy.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for us to sneakily jump onto the back of the cart?
I'll
the
need
rest
2
of the
more
team.
stealth checks, but yes. Please try to do that.
Okay, I'm going to mime that to Connie because for some reason I'm miming now.
Gotcha.
I guess I felt like we were being too loud. Anyways, I'm gonna point at me and then point at the cart and then put a finger to my lips. And roll
Okay,
my
so
stealth
when
check.
when Elif motions, pointing to herself into the cart,
Yeah.
Connie thinks that she means she wants him to toss her onto the cart.
Adam,
Okay.
Adam,
Like a
Stop.
la Aragorn Gimli type vibe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
if Connie tries to pick Elif up, she'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I'm picking her up and I'm tossing her onto the cart.
Fucking hell, Adam! I'm not miming at you ever again.
Well, look again. In our session 0, I was trying to mime something at you, and you misinterpreted it. So now it's perfect
Canon.
ending.
It's canon.
You tried to mime something, and I misunderstood it. I'm throwing you.
This is brilliant.
Can I try to
Please.
stealthily land on the cart?
I think that's a great idea.
16.
12 stealth.
All right. Elif, you are thrown onto the cart by Connie, out of the corn. You're holding your mouth, trying not to scream at the same time. You land on the cart. You sort of sink down. It's sort of the space between where it's like hooves are kind of curled as it's sleeping. You sink down into the tarp a bit. The Mikek and you land basically on Kryon at this point.
Nice.
And Mikek and Kryon, yeah, you're not exactly sure what's happening there. Someone just jumped onto the cart, it seems.
Do I feel like I
Okay.
landed pretty quietly?
Pretty quietly, yeah, a little bit.
Is there anywhere I can hide? Like under the tarp?
We're like under the
Yeah.
the tarpaulin
So there's
and the two.
us with the deer, a tarp, and something just
Elk.
landed on you.
Yeah.
Connie is stealthily trying to jump in after.
All right, give me go ahead and give me a stealth with advantage.
Dude,
as you
this
are right
is
next
big,
to the-
Adam,
Yeah.
'cause you're the only one left.
Yeah,
A 21.
Oh,
Very nice.
Yeah, boy.
You dash out of the corn, and by the time the rustle of the corn sort of registered on the ears of the soldiers, and they come over to sort of check out what that noise was, you are already up and under the tarp.
Am
Elif.
I under the tarp?
You can cut through the tarp if you have like a blade of some sort.
I do. I still have a dagger. So can
Okay.
I try to make a sneaky slit that they won't see and get under the tarp?
Sneaky Slit. That's a great name for a band.
Yeah, it is. Damn.
I was gonna say it's gonna be my next
Punk
OK
band,
Cupid
right?
username. It's such a punk sneaky slit.
Playing tonight at the Roxy, the Sneaky Slits. With their opening song, Quiet!
Elif, you slip inside.
It's a sneaky
And
slit.
yeah, you slip inside. You then feel yourself traveling underground. It's gotten colder. The smell of mud and dirt is all around you. You think there's only like a couple, maybe soldiers with you guarding, like actually guiding underneath the ground this cart and the horses. And it's not too long before you stop. And the air smells fresh again. You feel like you are maybe 30, 40 feet underground. It was a little hard to tell. But yeah, it feels different all of a sudden. You hear the horses being unharnessed. You hear a few voices at first, and only one of them you recognize, and it's the guard or the captain that is very
Outrageously
German. He's shouting at the people. And he's telling them to then leave. And then Mikek, you hear Kalia's voice. And she says, please, let me see it. I must check it to make sure it's okay. And then the side of the tarp opens up. And the four of you are sitting there with a very dumbstricken looking Kalia,
And
who is just stunned at the sight of this.
So one of Mikek's hands he's got a finger up over his lips, and with the other one he's just sort of waving at her sheepishly.
And then, as that awkward moment occurs, Kryon just puts his hand out into midair and goes, "Bob, unite!" Hoping that the rest of the gang is going to do a little mini stack thing. It doesn't happen, and he just...
Yeah, Aleph will totally do it.
Oh, Aleph, yeah, stacks on top.
Not the
Connie
moment.
does it.
Not the moment.
All right, cool. We're back together again, gang. Wait. This is Kalia. This is your sister, Mikek.
Yes.
This is your sister. Nice to meet you, Kalia.
What are you doing here? What are you doing?
Looking for you.
They're gonna find
which
you.
Successfully. You know?
Yeah, mission accomplished, guys. All right, Mikek, pay up. Sorry, not
Introduce
Mikek.
us.
I meant Koopa Troopa. Pay up because we helped you successfully.
Oh, not the moment for that.
Mikek, introduce us, Mikek. Introduce us.
Yeah, these are my friends. Kryon. Connie, you might remember from being the deeply corrupt sheriff of the town. And Aleph, you might remember from the sound of laughter running away into the night away from explosions.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. I have a question for you, but I'm not going to ask it just now. We've all gone through a trauma.
So... they captured you.
Kalia, what is going on? Why are you taking so long? The beast is fine, is it not? And then you hear the clomp of horses of a horse around the back.
I'm preparing an Eldritch Blast for if they see us. Like, if they lay eyes on us and are going to attack us, I am going to blast their face.
Connie's gonna mutter to Mikek, "Hey, no, but for real, Mikek, it doesn't seem like she was captured. Seems like she's here of her own volition."
No, I was captured. I can't. I can't explain right now. And at this, you hear the tarp being unhooked from its restraints on the side of the cart. A couple of the horses are pulled around back, and you're pretty sure they're about to pull off the tarp entirely.
So it seems...
I am prepared to blast.
It seems like
As
there's
soon as they...
about to be
Yes.
a fight. Just answer me this.
This is the tarp with the huge elk underneath it. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, Kali, quick. Besides you and ourselves, is there anyone here we should keep safe? Elk? Friend? Good?
Yeah. No, just please don't hurt the elk.
Anyone
Whatever
else?
you do.
Anyone else?
Fuck them. No.
Fair enough.
Fuck them up.
War
Okay.
turtle time.
Go Grammy on them.
Right. Cool. The elk did fart in our face, but we're willing to forgive that.
That's good. There's, and she's trying to tell you one more thing, but they pull the tarp completely off the back. You are now exposed, and you see Captain Heimlo is the name of the extremely German captain.
That's an odd way
He
of spelling outrageously German.
Connie immediately, when the tarp comes up, he immediately
Yeah.
attacks the knight.
I also immediately Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go ahead and give me those attack rolls.
I rolled 24.
Yeah, the Eldritch Blast immediately fires. Before he can even say anything, you hit him
Bitches.
in the face for 13 damage. Connie, you leap off of this thing and try to strike him just in the air itself. He has a shield and he bashes it away very quickly, then trying to draw his sword next to you.
So I see outrageously German guy. I think the tokens have stacked oddly. There's another guard over here by this horse.
Yeah.
And then another figure somewhere further back.
Yeah.
Sort of as I like spin around from the thing coming up. What do the guard looks like? Sort of a standard guard, the captain we've seen before. What does that other figure look like?
Yeah. If you're kind of using this sort of surprise round to like get a bearing on your surroundings.
No, not precisely. I'm just
Okay.
trying to do ultra quick. How many people
There
are
is kind of a female robed figure back here. And now that you get a sense of where you are, you're in some sort of underground cavern. The trees themselves, including the tree at the very center of this, which is golden with its leaves, all look very fall, autumn colors. These are not colors that you normally see in Burden. These are not normal native trees even here. But they are growing somehow underground, it seems, in this place. You see Kalia, a couple horses are still tied to the cart. And then sort of floating around the place are small little lanterns burning with fire.
Neat. Captain Outrageously German is wearing armor, right?
Yep.
That armor's glowing red.
He has a shield out and... Okay.
You shouldn't have taken my sister. I'm going to cast heat metal. He still, I believe, will take the damage.
He rolled a 12. Yeah.
Okay. He must attempt to drop his armor. He cannot. So he will take 6 fire damage, assuming nothing else is happening with that. He also has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
You heat all of the armor, right? Of that? It's not like just a piece of it?
Choose a manufactured metal object such as a metal weapon or a suit of heavy or medium metal armor that you can see within range.
That's a suit.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me roll...
Oh, is the Warhorse gonna drop him? Warhorse gonna drop him?
The horse itself cannot stand the heat all of a sudden of the armor sitting on top of it. It bucks up in the air, kicks its then back legs, and just dashes to the side a bit as the knight in full armor slams onto the ground in front of you, Connie. And then Kryon, if you want to either look around a bit more or attack. Let's
Look around.
do this.
Look around. I mean, I'll look around while I'm fighting, but I'm gonna spend a key point to do this flurry of blows thing.
Okay.
Did I do that right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. You jump down off of the cart onto the ground. Give me a martial attack with advantage.
Yes. Martial attack coming up, hopefully.
All right.
That's a crit.
That's a crit hit.
Yeah, we're back in the game, friends.
Plus 3 damage. All right. So 9, 10, 11, 12. You immediately punch straight into the back of his neck as he's laying on the ground. Doing 9, 10, 11, 12 damage to him. You hear him then start to kind of choke. You will never get away with this. And then you can do 2 more attacks with your flurry of blows.
You just rolled one as a 19.
A 19 hits, yeah.
And then
6 more?
Another one more martial attack. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and then a second martial attack. He's already prone, so you probably don't need to do much of your... A 20 then will hit, yeah?
Woohoo! Yeah.
So 6
man.
more damage. Beautiful.
Does that conclude my turn? Yeah.
Yeah, unless you kind of want to jump back a little bit or step back. If you want to stay there, you're good.
I'll jump back. He's a little squishy, right, Kryon? I'll jump back.
Okay. Yeah, he's on the ground. He's not gonna.
Oh, he's prone, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna swing at you, so you can step back with immunity here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks. A little step back.
All right. I love it.
Same.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, why don't we go ahead and roll initiative at this point? So click on your icon, and then go into your character sheet and click on the initiative if you can.
Okay.
The fast people go
9.
fast, the last.
Dom got a 19, Elif a 15, Connie got a 10, and Galway got 7.
I love it.
I feel like all of those were in character names except mine.
I think I said Dom.
Yeah.
Dom.
It was
Elif,
interspliced.
Connie, Galway.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Oh, well, there's so many. Oof. Could you read those off to me one more time? Elif, what'd you get?
15.
Okay. Connie?
10.
10. All right. Kryon?
I got a 19. Is that right?
Yeah.
19.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Mikek?
7.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, you have thrown this guy to the ground. Started to immediately slash and beat up on him. Kalia is kind of backing away just a little bit. You all start to also see very, very large creatures emerging from the corners and the shadows of this place. Barely even just in the firelight. There are 4 giant elk being kept down here, it seems. The guard is going to run up to you, Connie. The soldier, he's got a spear out. He's just going to try to stab you with it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's a crit hit.
Oh, Connie,
Okay.
it's you and spears.
Oh my god.
You actually are not wearing any armor, so it's only 7 damage to you.
What? Because did you roll a crit table sunder armor? Since
Yeah.
I'm not wearing armor, I have nothing to
You're
get
not wearing
sundered.
Your duster has
Yep.
a hole in it again.
Nice.
Granite Timelo is going to stand up next to you. Both Elif, if you have a weapon handy, you can attack, as well as Connie.
Can I make an attack of opportunity with my spell, or does it need to be a weapon?
It has to be a weapon.
Okay,
There's a
then
feat
I will.
that you can get that can do that, but
I'll use my dagger that I assume I still had out.
yeah, sure.
Does a 6 hit?
No, it does not. He just barely puts up his shield in time, but then bashes it away as you do that. A 19 will hit
19
though.
with my
Yes.
Two-handed pike. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
All right, as he bashes the dagger away from Elif and he just sneers at her, he left himself wide open and you just plunge your pike straight into him. And his eyes kind of roll back in his head and he slumps forward onto the pike just a little bit, then seemingly unconscious.
Oh wow, that was awesome. Quick.
Hell yeah.
I guess we love damage to it, surprise.
Take that, Hogan's Heroes. or the bad guys and Hogan's Heroes, whatever.
You confuse me.
Leaping up onto the cart from the ground, this figure
I'd like to posit that this is unnecessary.
rushes you, Mikek. Rolling a 17 to hit you.
Misses.
A 17 misses. It does.
A 19.
All of them miss, and it's a
That's
crit
and a fumble.
miss. Oh my gosh. Oh, that worked out really well for you. As this thing, impossibly fast, this woman tries to kick at you. Her leg comes down straight on your shell. Doesn't move, doesn't budge. It just thuds into you. And at that, the creature slips back down off of the cart entirely. Kryon, even though this person is hooded, you recognize those as monk moves.
From over the edge of the cart, Mikek's gonna go, first time fighting a turtle?
She seems to just sneer at you.
So, monk versus
Kryon.
monk.
Kryon, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm looking at my character sheet here for anything that would speak to a monk versus monk thing. Maybe I'll do this open hand technique thing, which is another key point. I seem to be consistently throwing key points away, but
you get him back on short rests.
that's all right. I get them back. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend a key point and go for this little thing here. Oh, no, not there. Did I do it? No, I did not do it. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, it disappeared. It's disappeared on my side of things, at least.
The character sheet?
The open... No, just the...
Okay.
the ability for me to send over the open hand thing. Oh, maybe I did.
Oh, yeah. No, we're good.
I did.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So...
We'll keep that in mind. So if you do a flurry of blows,
Yes.
so you do the 3 attacks.
Yeah.
The last 2, you can then do these effects with them. Yeah.
So do
Which you could have done on the last guy, but it didn't matter. Nothing would have affected him because he was already down.
So do I roll a martial attack now?
Yeah. How do you want to get over to this person? Do you want to leap up on the cart and on the elk?
Interesting.
Or do you wanna kinda
how
go-
far away is he?
5, 10, 15, 20, 30 feet. And you are fast enough, you could go around the horses and come up on the other side of them if you want.
I mean, he or she is a monk, right? So I think in me doing some sort of impressively dexterous acrobatic move, it might have that person think that I'm a monk as well, and maybe pull a bit of focus towards me. So should I do an acrobatics check so that I can see if I can pull off something here?
Also, just as a note,
Yeah.
Go on.
over back there would be flanking.
Right. You would get advantage on attacks.
Because she's between.
Oh, so that's
they're between you and I.
So that's a good shout. Yeah, so I'll do that. Is that cool? Can I do a
Yeah, of course.
acrobatics?
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check if you want to kind of leap off of the edge here. I don't think you'd have advantage on that. So I think it's just a 9.
Oh.
So you leap onto the cart, you run up the elk, but as you do, the elk sort of turns its head just a little bit, and you have to duck and slide off of it to prevent hitting your head on one of the giant horns. So you stumble just a little bit and have to kind of get to your feet before attacking, but that's fine. You just didn't look quite as cool doing it.
Oh, that's a drag. Okay, so martial attack?
Yes, a martial attack, and then if you want to use a key point, you can do flurry of blows. A 23 does hit, yeah, for 6 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, you then leap up into the air and kick this person straight into the stomach. They bend over just a little bit. And then, are you using flurry of blows?
I think I'm using this open hand technique, which allows me to choose one of these three at the bottom, right? Is that right?
Right. Yeah. When you hit with a flurry of blows attack, you can then do the opening.
That's just a free thing that you get if you flurry of blows.
Happy there. Okay, so one more of these guys. So one more martial attack, yeah.
Yeah. So you'll use flurry of blows.
You get two.
Yeah. So you get two more martial attacks, and then on each one of those, you can do that thing. A 20 hits. So 8 damage, and you can choose one of those effects to have them do.
Okay, I'll take. I'll take the first one. It must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
21. Oh. You kick out their legs from under them. They flip in the air, but continue flipping until they're back on their feet.
Damn.
Darn, he's met his match.
This person is intense.
Okay, one more martial attack I've got, right?
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
20 hits? Yeah.
Okay. So, it must let us
6 damage.
I'm going to take the bottom one. It can't take reactions until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Is that a saving throw to roll, or do they just...
It just says, if you read the bottom of open hand thing,
it just happens. Cool, awesome, beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, so you had to use all your movement to get there, so you can't move anymore.
Okay.
But they seem kind of stunned just a little bit, as even though they flipped all the way around, landed on their feet, you kicked them one more time in the stomach, and they bashed their back up against the cart here. Beautiful. Elif.
Yeah, so I'm pulling the fuck out of melee range.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Hex.
Okay.
And I'm casting that on, the monk definitely seems like the most threatening person right now, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So I'm going to cast it on the monk. I'm going to choose the ability Dexterity. So they have disadvantage on Dexterity ability checks made with that ability.
Okay.
And Eldritch Blast.
Sounds good.
So is a 21 hit?
A 21 does hit.
And Hex is how much necrotic damage? 1d6. So it's a total of 11 damage. 6 of that's necrotic, 5 of that's force.
Beautiful. Excellent. Yeah. Your blast slams into the kind of the back of them, and Kryon, you see like a bit of black streak on their skin sort of start to form as the necrotic damage seems to eat away at them as well.
Yeah, let's burn something. And that's my turn.
All right, Connie.
Did this guard who stabbed Connie with a spear earlier?
Yeah.
Did he laugh at Connie's Hogan's Heroes joke?
No, he did not.
All right. Connie's
Hogan's
raging.
Heroes, doesn't exist in this world. Partly.
Yeah, whatever. But you could. At
You
least
just have a
laugh
lot
at
of
him
brain. You have a lot of
slightly.
brain damage going on, man.
Connie is raging at the fact that the guard did not laugh at his joke.
All right.
And he's going to, after doing that opportunity attack on the knight, he's gonna turn and try to knock this guard out with his two-handed pike. And I'm also going to be doing this recklessly, which gives me advantage. So let me turn on advantage.
$24 hits.
All
8
right.
damage.
8 plus my rage damage, which is
Oh.
3.
Oh, then that, I'm afraid, is enough to end this poor soldier's life. Unless you want to knock him out, but yeah.
No, I'm killing him.
You pull the pike out of the captain, spin around, your face raging, and this poor guy he just puts up a spear trying to block, and you break the spear in half as you come down on him.
If you're gonna come in here and occupy Burden, learn its cultural history. Hogan was a guy who led a group of heroes, and they were prisoners of war in a camp run by people who sounded like that knight. So there.
Mikek.
Is this the time? So I'm on the cart. The other monk is off the cart. And
Kryon, your turn.
Ay. Okay, let's have a look at where everyone is. Our elk friend is still heavily sedated, not able to in any way help us out in this situation, and shackled, right?
Yes, at the moment, yep.
Goodness. Well, I still have those darts, right?
Yeah.
Does the throwing of a dart cost a key point?
Nope, it's just an attack. You only get one of those attacks per round.
Oh. Anyone in the Bob gang want to tell me what might be the most advantageous move? Because, like, I'm not sure. I'm looking at all my abilities here. Nothing is jumping out at me. Anything you guys can think of?
Yeah. A dart would be good.
Yeah, do you have darts?
I do. I have 4 darts, I think. Yeah, I have. Well, I have 6.
Yeah.
No. I have 6. You're
You're probably also...
You do know, Kryon, you are able to catch such missiles thrown at you. And
that's true.
So if this person is as good as you or better, they might be able to do the same.
Right.
So perhaps also just running up and kicking the hell out of them is a good idea.
A better idea. Yeah, it was. I was going to throw the dart at the creature nearer to Connie, or take on my monk friend here. But yeah, I wouldn't have thrown darts at my monk. But I can definitely get into a little bit of a one-on-one attack with my monk friend. What would be the best
Sure.
martial attack? Is that what I would do here?
Yeah, you can go in and just immediately start punching, kicking, if you'd like.
Okay, well let's do that. I just get one opportunity for a martial attack in my round, or
right? You can do 2, and 3 if you use a key point, but 2 normally.
Well, let's do 2 and see how we do.
All right,
you got this.
Come on,
Crit.
That's a crit hit.
God, are you kidding?
Yes,
That is a crit hit again.
That's an extra attack.
Oh, I get an
Alright, so
extra attack because of it.
Oh yeah.
That's 7 damage. Go ahead and roll another one. You don't have advantage, so we'll take off the advantage here. Yeah, go ahead and roll another one. Yeah. So a 9. Yeah. So the first one, as they're holding Kalia, you immediately jump in the air, smack them straight in the head, across the jaw, and then land on the ground, and you just go for a straight punch. Nine catches your arm, it spins you around very quickly, and immediately throws a punch so fast, and you just barely have to dive out of the way to keep her from smacking you. Roll one more martial attack then, since that was your extra one there. An 18 does hit then as well. And at this, you crack straight into their knee with your knuckles, bounce back just a little bit, and they go down kind of on one knee. And they look at you and they say, "Why are you doing this? You're one of us." And then if you don't want to move, probably then your turn is done.
Let me just have a look at the map. I'm right next to her now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like this one-on-one vibe we got going on. I think I'm just gonna stay where I am and
All right.
see what happens next.
Sounds good.
Kryon leans forward towards Nina and says, "I haven't been one of you since I was kicked out of the back door of your monastery."
Oh, that was awesome.
All right, Elif, your turn.
So Nene is no longer holding Kalia because she just got
Correct.
the shit kicked out of her.
Yup. Kali is laying on the ground.
How hurt does Nene look?
Pretty hurt. Yeah. Pretty hurt.
How hurt does the werewolf?
You know this is not a werewolf because you sense something in this fiendish. You feel it in your bones.
Okay, I'm not really into that. So I'm
Not
gonna
changing the same.
wait. No, because I can't change hex until the target dies, right? I can't just bonus action move it.
Correct, I think.
Okay, never mind. Then I'm gonna fire at Nine.
Okay.
So Eldritch Blast at Nine.
All right. And yeah. What do you got?
A fumble.
Oh boy.
I would like to argue. Wait. I would like to argue that I should have inspiration for not setting the fields on fire because that's what Lena really wanted to do. Lena just wants to burn things, and she hasn't burned anything this episode. And so going against what Lena wants.
I think that would be nice. You don't have that right now.
How can I even hit myself with my Eldritch Blast?
You try to aim at Nine, but there's something inside of you that immediately you feel yourself almost being torn apart. And you aim instead at the fiend. But you also want to try to stop your own blast at the same time as aiming at this thing. You can't help it. You are just sort of focused on it. And you try to fire and you throw your other hand up to try to catch it at the same time, and it explodes in your face. Your hair starts to singe from the fire just a little bit. Take 7 damage, please.
And I'm gonna go. No! Don't like fiends! No more fiends! No fiends! No fiends! No fiends! And that's my turn.
All right, Connie, your turn.
Okay. So does Connie know what is this thing in front of him? What is this?
You don't know. It's even still growing. It's kind of bubbling under its skin as it's even getting bigger and bigger. It seems to be able to talk as well. It's horrific.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
Groncool, damn it. That is the bugbear deity of hunting, senses, stealth, and surprise.
Oh my gosh.
And
I feel like he has
okay. I'm gonna try to kill this thing with my two-handed pike, and I'm doing so recklessly so that I have advantage, and I'm still in a rage.
Okay.
19
hits for 5 damage.
5 plus 3 should be 8 with rage.
Oh, 8. Oh, okay, 8. Interesting. Okay, good. You slash into this thing then with your pike, carving off kind of a piece of its clumpy fur, and as it hits the ground, it sort of just melts into ash then on the ground.
The fur melts into ash.
Yeah.
Weird ass. This thing's weird ass.
Mikek, your turn.
On his back on the cart. Yeah, I know. It's weird ass. Be there in a minute. So I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
15 feet of movement. 5.
Nice.
And just sort of wiping like the dirt and dust off of himself as he walks forward.
Yeah.
Mikek will very purposefully stride forward and stab at Nine.
All right.
23.
Once again, Kryon, you see this. Mikek moves behind Nine, produces the flaming sword. You leap into the air, but leap actually backwards, and she thought you were leaping at her. It's just enough time for Mikek to then again slash into Mikek, would you like to kill or knock out?
This is the person that need Kalia in the back.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry if this person had answers that Kryon might want, but the flame sword will go directly underneath her jaw and through the top of her head. You
Okay.
kicked
Wow.
my sister.
Fair enough.
And at that, he's also going to sort of turn around. Oh, God, that is weird ass. Oh. Oh!
Well, I thought about it, and I think it's Weird Ash. Just as kind of like a little pun. Just
It's a good one.
Kryon, Nine crumples to the ground in front of you, still a moment of speech on her lips as she's fading, the sword doing so much damage to her brain, says something about you were gonna kill Kalia for her. And then she's out.
What?
Heck. As my bonus action,
Yeah.
So Kryon looks decently hurt, but also Connie is 1v1 with the Weird Ash. So
Sure.
I'm gonna Bomb of the Summer Court on Connie.
Okay.
Connie, you get 4 HP back and 1 temporary hit point
Alright.
in addition. Everyone else but you can see there is now a massive crown of sky blue flower.
And Connie's just like got this big dumb grin on his face from his Weird Ash pun. So between this big grin and that crown, he must be looking pretty silly right now.
They're quite nice. They're glowing.
And Nina, the monk lady, said for who all to hear something about like Kryon, you were gonna kill Kalia.
Probably only Mikek and Kryon could kind of hear that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it for me.
All right. The creature rears back, Connie, bites into you with an 18.
Jesus Christ.
Doing 16 damage to you.
Goodness.
I'm right. What kind of damage is that?
Piercing. Yeah, you have it to 8.
Nice. Okay.
The creature then looks around at all of you, its fallen comrade, leaps over the horse, and is trying to escape. Connie, you get one action to try to kill it.
Wait, can I
Or you get an opportunity attack. Sorry,
try to grapple it?
not with an opportunity attack.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep. I will take one last desperate swing. Although I guess it's not. I can't technically do it as reckless attack, can I?
No,
So just a normal.
unless reckless attack is like all attacks.
I think Reckless Attack specifies
round.
before you take the attack action on your turn, but grappling is a special type of attack that when you make an attack, you may choose to grapple.
Is it? Consulting the rules.
You can use the
Yeah,
attack
I'm
action
gonna-
to make a special melee attack a grapple.
It is phrased that way.
It is a replacement of a melee attack.
We're on a deep
An opportunity
dive here,
attack
guys.
does not actually give you an attack action though.
I think that's
Yeah, that's true because it's a reaction.
Yeah, I think because that's also why you can't like double attack on an
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah. There's
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
so many layers
Yeah.
of which is the important
Yeah,
word in
Good
the
question
sentence.
though. Good question. That's a really nitty gritty rule.
So does a 15 hit?
Yes, it does. I'm sorry, no, that does not.
God,
Sorry,
You get nothing.
for a second.
rocket! Damn it!
No. Yeah, you hit into the fur, but you can't penetrate whatever this thing is. it leaps over the horses and disappears out of sight up back into the tunnel again.
I'm not thrilled about that thing being in town.
Technically, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of combat.
I mean, no, I'm gonna chase it and shoot it with my Eldritch Blast. I have like a long fucking range on that.
Yeah, Kryon, what would you like to do then before we do that?
Yeah, I mean, my dart is the only long range thing that I have, right? Can I take a wild throw into the direction that it ran in?
I mean, it's pretty far up into the. Yeah, you don't really see it anymore. There's no light in this tunnel, and as a halfling, you can't see in the darkness, so you don't actually see it anymore.
So I'm not sure what I can do here, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, Kalia is still down, unconscious.
Well, I know what I wanted to do. My fallen monk.
Yeah.
Friend. She was wearing a necklace from the temple, from the from the monastery that I was. I remember.
Yeah.
Hardcore monks.
She has a kind of a jade necklace then that you recognize as someone who's a much higher rank than you were when you left.
I'd like to take that necklace if I can. I don't know if that's
start the looting.
Sleight of handy type thing, or does that just happen?
Are you trying to hide the fact that you're taking it from other people, or
not from the Bob gang? I'm okay with that, but
doesn't seem, other than horses and elk, there's seemingly no one else
judge you,
down
man.
here.
Okay, cool. I'll do that, and then we can't unshackle our elk friend, right? It has these electrical binds on it, the same things that we had on.
You can certainly attempt to. Yeah, you can run up and see if you can free it. Yeah. Give me. Are you trying to break it, or do you have like a lock pick or anything? Or
I have a lock pick? No,
Thieves' tools?
I don't think you do.
I mean, I have still sleight of hand, but that doesn't really do it, right? I don't have a knife.
You might just have to search the body, see if there's a key. That might be your best bet.
Okay.
I do also have thieves'
search.
tools, so I can help when I'm not chasing this thing down.
Oh yeah, no, you got bigger fish to fry. But I'd like to maybe do a search of the gang and see if there's anything worth looting.
Yeah, you can search Nine first. So give me an investigation check.
Oh my god!
Oh,
that's a crit hit. A 22.
The treasure of the Sierra Madre was pockets.
Interesting. You find a key. It's not hidden or hard or anything. You.
Oh, Andy's.
You also find.
Oh no!
Wow. You also find sewn into the cloak lining of her monk robes a little letter.
Okay. It's sealed. Can I read it?
It's sealed. Yeah. That's about all you can do on this turn.
Okay.
And then on next turn you can look around a little. All right. I was not expecting that. Elif, I love it. And you do find a key. If you rush over, you can then start to unlock the elk, if that's your next move. Elif.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm giving chase. Can I see it with my normal movement? I have dark vision.
To 60
I just
feet?
know it's off the map.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not within 60 feet of you from there. You cannot see it. You hear it deep into the tunnels.
Can Connie pick Elif up and throw her as far as he can?
Please don't throw.
Doesn't
Hey,
seem.
just trying to help.
Doesn't seem like it.
So I'm gonna drop Hex and cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Okay.
It's more of an expeditious pursuit. So I'm able to take the dash action
As a
when I cast it.
bonus. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm following. Yeah, I'm getting
All right.
as close as like.
Another 30 feet. You do see it at the very edge of your vision.
It should be 60 feet, right, Dash?
Dash is just your normal movement, right?
I don't know.
Normal move again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Since you've already done your move action. Yeah.
So that's an action to cast Expeditious Retreat, right? Let me check that.
And then it's something is 60 feet away from you. Boo-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's actually a bonus action to cast Expeditious Retreat. And the way it's written, so I can do an action to attack it, right? Then with Eldritch Blast.
If you move another 30 feet with it to use the dash, you then can make an attack. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. So then that thing is about 60 feet from you.
Sure. 14?
14 hits the top of the ceiling, crumbles down some dirt next to it. It continues bounding out of sight.
Okay. And that's all my movement.
Yeah.
So I will just keep giving chase.
All right. The next time you are sprinting as fast as you can through these tunnels. Up ahead of you, you see like a bright silvery light, and then you no longer hear the beast. It seems to have completely vanished from this plane of existence.
Did this light persist, or was it just like a momentary bright light?
It was momentary for about 5 or 6 seconds.
Okay.
And then it disappeared.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go back.
All right. All right, the rest of you are in this place. Elk, giant elk. You eventually free this one, who stands up finally after you also wake Kalia, who immediately goes to the elk, wakes it up. It's covered in like stripes of large white patches of fur. It's a beautiful creature. After you, Kryon, you get the chains, all of the chains off of it. It seems to bow low to you. Also maybe intelligent. Kalia then comes, hugs you, Mikek. Starts to kind of cry and just says, "Please, can we help the elk? That's all I wanted to do. I didn't care that they had me. I'm sorry I couldn't contact you. I just needed to help them. I hope you understand."
Poor Kali, but what's going on? Why is there a relatively pleasant grove of trees underneath our town? Why are there giant elk? What were they doing with them?
I have no idea what they were doing. They needed to keep them healthy and generally sedated until tomorrow. I had no idea what they're using them for at that point. I'm sorry, I don't even know what this place is. It feels really familiar though, doesn't it? Can you feel that? Almost like a home of some sort. I don't know, it's odd.
Presumably Connie knows about some underground passageways and tunnels under Burden from his involvement in kind of criminal activities. But this does not. He did not know about this place. This is a place of beauty. All the underground tunnels you've ever seen under this place are sinking, rotting, muddy, just places you don't want to be. This feels amazing. Connie's looking around, and he just says under his breath, "Vern would have loved this place."
Is it such a comfortable place to take a short rest? Is it that comfortable?
A bit, yeah. You sit down, just tired. Kalia is starting to kind of explain how you might get the elk out of here. And so you kind of start to round them up, the horses. You feel like you could, pretty much escape not with in a couple hours. So you just kind of take a moment just by yourself, Kryon. And you open that letter.
Oh, God.
And there's... This is giving away more than I thought it would already. I love it. That's great.
Critical
What a roll.
hit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't. All right. There is a letter that guides exactly Nine's intentions in Burden. It's basically a missive of how to act. It mentions you directly. And it says, if you can find Kryon Fane, what I suggest you do is to pin the death of Kalia Tumbledown on him. All you have to do is mention her name. He will ask around town about her, and as soon as you kill her, you can then blame him. Then capture Kryon Fane and bring him back to the monastery to answer for his crimes. It seems like she was trying to play you from the beginning.
There's no name at the end?
There is a name at the end. Someone named Eggit. E-G-H-I-T. Eggit.
I'm writing this down. You write it now. E-G-H-R-T?
H-I-T, yep.
H-I-T.
Eggit. And Eggit was your old master.
That swine.
You are sort of heartbroken, fearful at the same time. You don't know who to trust. You put so much of your trust in her that there was something about a music box that maybe anything here could have saved you or could have helped you with the standing in the monastery again, and it seems like all of that was just a lie to try to frame you and then bring you back. And you're just sort of downtrodden about that.
I am.
I'd like to suggest that at this moment, not even quite being cognizant of the fact that Kryon is sort of slumped, but Mikek is going to go over and put a hand on Kryon's shoulder. Thank you. I do not think I would have been able to find Kalia without you. This means more to me than I can ever express.
You're welcome.
You're a good man, a good friend.
As you exit eventually the tunnels of this place back into Burden, you are very pleased to see that Rose has armed the town enough to capture all of the soldiers in this area. They've all laid down their weapons. They have no more master. They have no more captain. There's no one leading them. They've completely disregarded any sort of authority anymore in this town.
Hell yeah.
You all emerge from the tunnels back into kind of the dirt and mire of this place, and slowly, one by one, you all, at the direction of Kalia, ease the elk out of the underground space. All of them, their shackles off now. They're breathing fresh air again. Several of them are starting to kind of romp and play in the fields at the dismay of Mythenmere, the old man, whose crops are being trampled by these giant beasts. But the town itself is calming down after an intense night of work, trying to make sure that all of these beasts found a way out again. And then it becomes morning, or at least the first hints of it come out. And you feel a cold wind that gusts. And you hear the whistling between the stone buildings, and you smell the sweet rain and flowers on that wind. And you can't help but smile as the sun also seems to rise with the wind. And now large yellow patches of sunlight stream down onto you and into the town, and a familiar goblin drawn by 2 wolves comes over, makes his way to kind of the in between the crowd surrounding you. He kind of stares up at the sky and he says, "Well, what are you doing up there? Where would the birds live if you were up there?" "The Myriad." And then the wind dies down, and the town sort of grows silent. And in fact, it's incredibly silent. No birds, it seems. You don't even realize how silent and deep that silence goes until you look around, and it almost seems like everyone around you is holding their breath. No birds, no crickets. It's as if all of Burden's creatures are waiting in anticipation, their collective breaths held for a moment. Something off in the distance. A horn blows low and long. It draws your eye toward the last patch of gray sky for miles, far to the east. And then your own breath catches. You begin toward the edge of Burden, all of you. The whole town gathers, mouths agape, staring toward the rising sun. You see the elk first. Maybe 40 of them, massive creatures, and it takes a moment before you see the lines of rope extending from each point on their massive heads up into the sky. And your eyes follow them into the air, into the cloud, and above even, because impossibly, sitting atop the cloud itself is a singular, massive mountain, adorned with green grasses and trees, and trebuchets, and catapults, siege weapons. You see specks of fires lit on the hillside and fortifications along its base, and above all the ramparts already set hundreds of feet into the sky. A gigantic figure stands to its full height. You shouldn't be able to make it out at this distance, but you can. Pale white skin, red and white robes. The figure places a horn to its lips, blows again, vibrating the ground around you. And that concludes tonight's episode of Dom and Dragons.
Jesus.
Fuck, Andy.
It's a hell of a cliffhanger.
Oh, if you enjoyed this, let us know. Give us a follow here on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube at Helpful Goat Gaming. You can find us on Twitter, on Facebook at Helpful Goat. You can listen to the podcast at Goats and Dragons, where we have a section of Dom and Dragons. The first 2 episodes have already been published, and we'll keep releasing those as we go on. Well done, everyone. You saved Kalia. You learned a little bit more about Kryon's past. And maybe you are now confronted with something else terrifying and horrible. But hey, maybe we can continue to play. And I think we will, at least on Wednesday next week, it sounds like. We can pick up the next sort of leg of this adventure.
Was that a floating mountain attached to ropes tied to elk antlers?
Yeah, that's what it was.
So basically,
I heard that right?
You're
Yeah,
saying
you
this
heard that
is Siege Warfare Santa.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Cool. I didn't realize
incredible.
I needed militarized Santa.
The music was awesome. Shout out to Sam Winnie for
100%.
composing that music.
He composed that literally in like 2 days.
Oh my
Wow.
Trying to get that last little narration in.
Whew.
Thanks for staying extra, man. We went late tonight than I thought. Awesome. Thank you so much for the players for sticking through that. I'm really happy we got to that ending. Well done in the fight. Yeah, brilliant. I'm so happy.
So cool.
All right. I think that'll do it then for us. Were there any other things, Galway, with supporters?
Yeah, Super User 4, Mizium, thanks for the follows. Azure Herald, thank you for the bits several times. Allison Adventureland, thank you for the follow. And Keep Tapping X and Evan Sivers, thank you for the raid and host. Really appreciate all of
Yeah,
that.
thanks. Brilliant. You guys are so awesome. Thanks for checking us out. We love you all. Stay safe, everyone. Hang in there. From all of us on Dom and Dragons, we wish you an excellent evening. Good night.
See you night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Have a great
Good
evening.
night.
Love y'all. Catch us on Friday with Tier Beyond the Doors.
Heck yeah.